Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Reviews from the Clubhouse. As always, brought to you by Clubhouse Films. We are your hosts, Chance McDuffie and...
Bruce Wayne. It's a funny little reference.
Clever. All right, we're back. It's May 13th, Wednesday. It's a beautiful day out.
Got the windows open.
Yeah. I got a nice breeze coming in.
So if you hear some stuff in the background, like some birdies chirping, that's
wanted to clean out our cars today, but you said it's supposed to rain. Oh, if you hear that, that's my crickety chair. I feel like everything in my house is crickety. Last week, it was the table. Yeah. Now it's my chair. I need some new stuff. Speaking of new stuff, it costs money. So, hey, like the channel, share.
Yeah.
Check out our social medias.
Yeah, let's get our names out there, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
we're just two dicks that like to talk about movies and stuff.
Yeah, I actually hate talking about movies and everything.
Well, this is a wrong place for you to be.
Yeah, I don't know how we got into this.
I think I roped you into it.
Yeah, probably. No, I'm kidding. Of course, I love movies. I mean, I wouldn't be here if I didn't. I'm a huge cinephile.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I think you heard me, Chance.
We're sitting right next to each other. For some reason. I think the file just has like a bad kind of
stigma. Yeah.
I'm a cinephile. Like, what? Get away from me, you pervert.
Oh, I love cinephiles.
Yeah, me too. But what was I saying?
New stuff.
Yeah. Like and share. We're on Instagram, Facebook,
the Gramtown,
Twitter. Just reviews from the Clubhouse. And it helps. Every little bit helps. We're trying to get back in action. It's our second episode back.
Yep.
Last week we did Extraction. That was a lot of fun. You guys can check that out. It's up on what is it on?
It's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. It's on everything.
Yeah.
So check it out. And of course, if you haven't seen our social media posts for this week, we are of course doing the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
All three of Christopher Nolan's best work.
Batman.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Bruce Wayne is joining us.
Yeah.
So, or Batman, I guess, in that case.
He'll come in periodically. He's busy. He's very busy, man.
Yeah, you probably just heard his voice. So.
Yeah. So, but I think that's it.
All right, see you guys. Have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks.
Now we got some news.
Yeah, we got some news.
Let's hear it.
Star Wars. Start off with some Star Wars news.
I think what we are going to start doing is Chance is going to start covering the news, and he's not going to really tell me about it, so you're going to get my actual first impressions of everything, which
indeed.
I love.
Yeah, I was supposed to send him the news, like the show notes last night, and I never did.
That's okay.
Because I didn't finish them until this morning.
Well, that's all right. I like coming in blind because, sometimes, we're busy guys, so like sometimes I don't always get to see like what's going on or hear about everything in the news.
It keeps it spontaneous.
Yeah, it keeps it fresh, funky fresh.
So, Boba Fett returns.
Boba Fett returns.
Yeah, according to The Hollywood Reporter, Tamara Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Star Wars Episode 2.
Love it.
He will return to play Boba Fett in Season 2 of The Mandalorian.
That's awesome.
So, Morrison hasn't officially been confirmed, but, I mean, I'm almost positive he'll be back. I mean, he's a clone of Jango. And Morrison was just, he had like a little bit of a resurgence. He was just an Aquaman, which did very well.
Was he really?
Yeah.
Still haven't seen that.
He's Aquaman's dad, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's all right. It's an all right movie.
I like him as an actor.
I saw it once, and there's a giant octopus that plays the drums in that movie. It's pretty crazy. That movie is like peak 80s, like greased up muscle man,
God,
like
so
movie.
Funny.
But like it's not bad, and it's done like that on purpose. It's almost like a satire, but
almost.
Not
quite.
Yeah, not quite.
Okay.
Not quite. But yeah, that's exciting. I mean, come on. Why, like, after the success of season 1 of The Mandalorian, like, why wouldn't Disney bring in their most, Disney and Lucasfilm bring in their most famous Mandalorian, which is,
Now, you said he's coming in for season 2, so that would mean he's already finished filming, supposedly.
Yeah,
well, Mandalorian
the entire
is already,
season,
right.
Season 2 wrapped in, like, February.
But then he was supposedly on set.
So, yeah.
Okay. It's interesting.
What was I going to say?
They were able to keep that under wraps.
So, episode 4 of season 1, The Gunslinger. So, the episode with Ming-Na Wen. So, when she's like laying on the ground and she's dead.
Yeah.
You see that person's feet come into frame and they don't show who it was. Apparently, that was
that's supposed to be Boba Fett. Or Jango Fett.
Or Boba Fett. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah,
one of the
Jango Fett got dead. One of the Fetts.
Technically, they're the same because he's a clone.
He's a clone.
But whatever. Yeah,
Right.
Boba Fett.
But he's like an unaltered clone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That means.
So like he doesn't grow as fast as the other clones in the Star Wars dumb.
The whole cloning.
Hey, they cloned Dolly, all right?
Whatever.
The first sheep.
Sidious apparently had a clone too. Look, I'm not going to get into that.
That's another episode.
But yeah, so I like it. So the reason I really liked season 1 of The Mandalorian is because for the first time in a long time, it really felt like the first piece of Star Wars material that really expanded the universe. Because like with Rogue One and Solo, like those movies are fine and everything, but it annoys me how in every Star Wars movie there are characters that bump into characters that we already know, and it makes the galaxy feel so small. Like, what are the odds that 3PO is in every Star Wars movie, or R2, or just I don't know. It just makes everything feel like it's all taking place in a nutshell.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if you go outside and you run into somebody that you know within the first 2 minutes of stepping outside, you probably live in a pretty small town,
secluded area.
Everybody knows everybody, so it's just small stuff like that. But that being said, it is pretty cool that they're bringing Jango, or I keep saying Jango, Boba Fett back.
Boba, get it with it.
Jesus Christ!
So are we gonna like see? Well, this is. Remind me, I haven't seen The Mandalorian in a long time. So it takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi. So Return of the
episode 6.
Jedi.
So the last time we saw him, he fell into the Sarlacc pit.
Okay, so we're finally going to see him.
He's not dead.
Right.
But
because there were some books and everything written about like him crawling out of the pit, right?
And so I guess Boba Fett's role will be relatively small in season 2, so I'm assuming like 1 or 2 episodes at most.
It's
but
depressing.
Whatever episode he's in, it should start with him crawling out the Sarlacc pit.
100%.
Like we could get like a Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when he's inside that worm and he's like cutting his way. Yeah, like something.
You know, it'd be even cooler if they showed like the last clip of Return of the Jedi and like we see him. Yeah. You just like a little recap and boom, knock him in there.
I don't know why Boba Fett is like so like
everyone loves him.
He's so incompetent. Yeah. Like he fell into the Sarlacc pit because a blind Han Solo accidentally hit his jetpack. Like that's crazy. Come on. And I don't know. It's just he doesn't really do anything. He just kind of stands around and looks menacing. Yeah, like, that's about like in the original trilogy. That was pretty much all he did.
But I guess like he was supposedly like Vader's right hand man.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I don't see. My thing is, I don't like having to take in like additional media from movies to make sense. So like, I kind of just base characters off of what I saw in the movie, and from what I've seen of Boba.
Batting 3 for 3.
Well, I mean Jango too. I mean you got to take it off.
Yeah,
but yeah, they just suck. But
well, I mean, he was stupid too. He was literally standing.
He stood there and just shot at a Jedi. He's just running at him.
That's so stupid.
He's deflecting every single one of it. He didn't even pull
Jedi.
Both his guns. Yeah. Just one gun. I'm gonna shoot at this dude. He just killed that bull.
Enough. Yeah.
Well, no, he didn't kill. He cut his horn off. But regardless, like. Yeah, I don't know.
That's great.
But I mean, yeah, I think it's cool. And plus, I mean, let's be fair. This is fan service. Just like Ahsoka being in season 2, apparently played by Rosario Dawson. You didn't know this?
Oh wait, I did. That came out a long time ago.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I mean,
wow.
It's all fan service, but I don't know. Like sometimes fan service gets like a negative connotation. If it's done right, like there's nothing wrong with fan service as long as it's done right. Like Endgame,
take for Endgame.
Entire movie is fan service,
but it's really good.
Yeah, because it's well executed. So
it's 10 years of movies shoved into one movie.
And there's just so much payoff in that movie.
Yeah, it really was.
My favorite meme is there's a picture of Falcon. And he's like, he's talking to Doctor Strange. He's like, open up the portal on his left. He's like, why? He's like, just do it. Yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, I mean. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's fun.
I feel like every week there's like new Star Wars news, whether it's The Mandalorian or the docuseries. Or
it's the most popular thing in the world.
It's never going away.
No, not anytime soon.
It's been what, 42 years, 43 years since
defined movies as they are now.
Did you know that Darth Vader is no longer the most iconic Star Wars character?
Who would
He's been dethroned.
By who?
Take a wild guess.
Kylo Ren.
No.
Oh. Rey?
No.
Oh my God, bad guy or good guy?
Neutral.
Neutral. Not the Mandalorian.
No.
No, who?
Baby Yoda.
Oh,
is
of
now
course.
the most iconic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm like,
of course.
I guess. I mean, come on.
But they created Baby Yoda just for selling products. I mean,
It's
that's all
insane,
Star Wars
though.
is, but
Vader was sitting on top for so long, and he got dethroned by
that's awesome.
this little fucking green baby
That's
that doesn't even have a
awesome.
name. Its species doesn't even have a name. He's just a baby Yoda.
Yeah. Speaking of which, they've started to push out those toys now of Baby Yoda. My sister finally got hers. Yeah, I know. Oh, they're everywhere, man. People
I can't
love
wait
them.
to go to Disney, like again.
Yeah.
And just Baby Yoda everything.
Oh man, Baby
If I see
Yoda
a
drinks,
kid, if I see
ice
a kid
cream.
dressed as Baby Yoda, I might punch him in the face.
Why?
Fuck
That's
Baby
gotta be
Yoda.
adorable. We don't like kids. I
It's
love
so
kids.
adorable
I think
it
they're
annoys me.
cute.
I don't know.
It annoys you.
People just love him so much. I'm like, you're not even really a Star Wars fan.
Not yet. Oh, yeah.
But what does that even mean? I mean, who am I to judge?
Right. Star Wars is for everyone.
Yeah, so it's for kids especially, but people don't like to accept that.
Right.
I think that's it for
For Star Wars
Star
news.
Wars news. So yeah, that came out of the Hollywood Reporter. So
That's fun.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There was another bit of casting news, but I don't remember, and I didn't write it down. So maybe we can do that next week. Next bit of news is this topic is pretty appropriate. I feel the Batman. So the Matt Reeves Batman, starring Robert Pattinson as Batman. Matt Reeves, of course, directed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, Let Me In, Cloverfield. Did you ever see Let Me In? It's a little horror movie starring
No.
Chloe Grace Moretz. So like this
I
little
really
this
like
little
her,
kid.
but no.
You don't really like her?
I do like her. No, I do like her.
Okay. What was I saying? Oh, this like this teenage kid. He's getting bullied and blah blah blah. He doesn't really have any friends, and he ends up befriending a vampire, which is played by Chloe Grace Moretz, and it's a pretty
Excuse me.
It's a pretty interesting story. Let Me In, because mythology says that you have to invite a vampire.
Right. Yeah.
So like they become friends, and he helps take care of her, and blah 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 blah. It's actually it's a remake of. It's a foreign film. I can't remember. Like the original film is a foreign film.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, but this is a remake. I didn't know that Matt Reeves did it until I started doing some research.
I've still not seen all of the new Planet of the Apes movie. I've seen the first one with James Franco, and that's the first one.
Yeah, that's Rise.
Yeah, Rise. But I thought that the first one was really good, and I remember seeing all the trailers for it. I'm like, man, I can't wait to see those. Never saw them. But
Dawn has Gary Oldman. He's the villain in that one. Yeah. Dawn is pretty good. War is my favorite. That's the one with Woody Harrelson.
Okay.
And it
War
ties
for the Planet of the Apes.
It ties
that's right.
in so well with like the original.
Because are they supposed to be prequels to the original trilogy? Okay.
So
with Charlton Heston.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Like I said, he did Cloverfield 2008, the original one.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. So yeah,
I love Cloverfield. I thought that
Matt
was
Reeves. He's the writer and director of this new Batman. This cast for this movie is stacked.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Wright is Commissioner Gordon. Couldn't be happier about that. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. Colin Farrell is the Penguin.
But we don't
Paul
know who
Dano.
Batman is, though.
Yeah, I'm Batman. Paul Dano is the Riddler, and then Andy Serkis is playing Alfred. So Andy Serkis, of course, he did the Planet of the Apes movies with Matt Reeves, and it's pretty cool because I don't know. I like when actor directors work together on like several different projects. It just shows that they have a really good chemistry and like a good working relationship. They have like a secondhand working relationship, I guess I should say. It's pretty cool. Like I like little fun stuff like that.
That's nice.
And Andy Serkis was he's most famously known for playing Gollum in Lord of the Rings. And he's the king of motion capture, and he's also a really good actor.
Yeah.
I feel like he's pretty underrated in the industry. Like
He's a great actor.
great. Like he's in the MCU. He plays Claw, Black Panther.
Yeah.
He's also directing Venom 2 right now, which is in post production. So I don't know how this man is filming a movie.
Oh, he's
and then
insanely
directing
busy.
a movie that's in post. Especially Venom with like such heavy like visual effects.
Yeah. I mean, that's a crazy workload because I think a lot of people just think like the connotation behind a director is just they're just on set and that's kind of
action
it.
and
yeah,
cut
and then cut but like having multiple things in production.
A director, on average, will spend like 2 to 3 years to complete one movie from when it starts from pre-production to when it's released.
Yeah, and sometimes they're working every day. Too.
So that's insane to me. That I mean, he's acting and directing something, but yeah. So he was recently in an interview and he was asked about like the new Batman iteration, and he said this iteration of Batman is going to be like the most dark take that we've ever seen.
Really?
Which is interesting to me. He said
Batman?
Yeah, for Batman.
So
he
not
said
like the Joker. Because that's already really dark. But okay.
Like the Joker, he said that this story gets really into the emotions and the psychology behind the character of Batman.
That's pretty cool.
Which I like because in the comic books, what makes Batman so cool is that Bruce Wayne is the mask and he is Batman.
Right.
So Bruce chooses to feel all that pain. He chooses to never get over the death of his parents because that's what fuels
he uses
Batman.
That, yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool, and it'll be pretty cool to for the first time to really dive into the psyche of somebody like that.
Yeah.
Who just chooses to be in such a dark place all the time, just for this ideal, this symbol that he is, the Batman. So I think that's pretty cool. I think the title for the movie itself just says everything we need to know.
It is just called The Batman.
Yeah, like that's awesome.
The Batman.
So yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
And apparently this film is going to take place. He's only been Batman for 2 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this just all the set photos and that test footage that we seen, like those leaked photos of those leaked photos of like the stunt double on that bike.
Yeah.
I don't know why, and like the Batmobile. This movie feels so different. It almost feels like timeless in a sense. Like it looks modern, but I don't feel like you could specifically say like this movie takes place during this time period.
Because do we know what the time period is? Is it modern day?
Don't know. I mean, I'm assuming, but I don't know when. And that's the thing. Like the way everything looks, the way the cop cars look, the way the city looks, it feels like it just takes place in the modern day. I feel like if you watch that movie from when it comes out on, you could be like, yeah, it takes place in modern day. It'll just be timeless. I don't know.
Thinking about adding in the Joker at any point in these kind of things?
I haven't heard.
Because I know, like, I remember hearing, news about the Joker, Todd Phillips saying like, oh, well, this is kind of just a one and done thing. And then I think he kind of went back on that and was like, oh, well, we'll do a sequel.
That's because it made $1 billion.
Yeah, I know. It's the highest grossing R-rated movie.
65 mil?
Yeah. But that's going to be so weird because that movie is clearly set in like the 60s or 70s. And
that's why everybody's
he's
like...
already in his 50s.
Yeah, they're like, oh, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix's Joker could be Robert Pattinson's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, so we'll have like a 30-year-old Batman fighting a 60-year-old Joker? Yeah. Like, I don't know about that.
Just one
like, that
punch,
doesn't sound... I don't want to see that. But like, I doubt very seriously that those two will tie in. The age difference is just too big.
Yeah, and I've always said like, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is like not a mastermind like it seems like the Joker is.
Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is not the Joker. He's like, as far as the comic book Joker goes.
No, I don't know anything about that. So,
but I mean, just think about. Well, we'll get into this, but think about Heath Ledger's Joker. He's like, when you really look at Arthur Fleck, he really didn't do anything.
Right, he's not. Yeah,
like he's not smart. Like even spoiler alert if you haven't seen Joker, but like, I mean,
you should see it.
The people that he kills, half the time, like a few of them were like accidents, and a few of them were just like so impulsive.
Yeah.
Not saying that Heath Ledger's Joker didn't do impulsive things, but he was smart.
Yeah, he's methodical.
He had strategy. Like it was thought behind everything he did, and I don't know. He's not really the Joker. He's got, as far as like the psyche goes, yeah, but the character himself, not really the Joker. If you ask me. Which you are.
I didn't.
This is our podcast. But yeah. So I'm beyond excited for this Batman.
Yeah, cool.
From the moment they announced that Robert Pattinson was cast, I was like, yes. He's done a lot of indie work. Good Times.
Oh, great movie.
High Life, where he plays an astronaut.
Haven't seen
The
that
Lighthouse. It's pretty good. I like the Lighthouse. So look, say what you will about the movie as far as like the plot.
Yeah.
But the acting, that movie is 100% driven by performance.
Yeah. Willem Dafoe, those two together are phenomenal.
They both got snubbed.
Yeah, they really did.
I really, especially Willem Dafoe. Like, the dialogue he gives in that is so biblical. Like, you get lost in just like his speech. Hark! Like, oh man, it's so good.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. Check that one out if you haven't already.
If you like horror movies, if you like Robert Eggers, he did The Witch.
The Witch.
That's on.
That's like
Netflix.
One of your favorites.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
It's so good. So my wife really likes crystals. And she buys like crystals and gems.
Oh,
and, like,
I thought you were talking about a movie.
Oh, no.
like actual crystals.
She loves to buy crystals and gems and shit, and they're everywhere in here, like everywhere, in every room.
Couple behind us.
Yeah, there's
some sage
over here. Yeah, so she saw this meme, and it was like white girls after they buy one crystal, and it was the chick from The Witch, and she's, I'd be the witch of the wood. And it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen because it's so true. All she needs now is like a cauldron. And like 2 more cats.
Two more cats, yeah.
But yeah, I'm beyond excited for Batman. The cast is great. The writer director is great. So got some good stuff coming for them. So yeah, that's it for the Batman for the entire show. Next bit of news.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you later. The next bit of news: Disney has decided to go ahead and reboot the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise.
Oh god.
So
I want to talk about those.
I'm going to say this straight up. All the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard drama notwithstanding.
That's his wife.
Ex-wife.
Ex-wife, yeah.
All that notwithstanding, I don't think we should really get into that because that's not really like what this show's about.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that, to be honest with you.
It's been talked about by better people.
If you want to know about it, just Google it. Everything is public knowledge, but... all that being said, I think it is time to reboot the franchise because I think the whole like Captain Jack thing it's gotten old. It's played out.
Very
like he's just
he's an idiot,
bumbling drunken idiot. You know what I mean? Like, and I stopped watching these movies after the 3rd one because I was I'm good. Like everything kind of it felt like it
really
wrapped
good.
up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think it's more than time to
I think we should talk. I think we should review those movies.
But apparently Karen Gillan is being eyed for the new lead. She's most famously known for playing Nebula in the MCU movies.
Now is
Guardians
like
of the Galaxy.
new lead as like a Captain Jack Sparrow kind of lead.
The new Captain Jack Sparrow.
That's cool.
She's in the new Jumanji movies. She's the redhead chick. I don't know. I haven't seen those movies.
Oh yeah, she is. I've seen that.
She's in a horror movie that came out not too long ago called Oculus. It's actually not a bad movie. I'm almost positive Scott Derrickson directed that movie.
Oculus.
The director of Doctor Strange. So yeah, it's this weird movie where it's like this weird haunted mirror. And
that's interesting.
I like it a lot. Yeah. I like Karen Gillan. She's
I do too. Now she was also on like Doctor Who and everything like that. And right? She was like one of the...
Was she?
I think she was.
I don't know.
I think she was like the Doctor's... I've never seen Doctor Who, but I think she was like the Doctor's side.
Sorry, wait, no. Oculus was directed by Mike Flanagan. Not... Not... who did I say? Scott Derrickson. But she just had a movie come out like last year. It was like her directorial debut.
Really?
I don't know what what the movie is or what it's about or how it did, but yeah, I like her. I remember like the first Guardians, her character of Nebula. I didn't really care for her that much. Just the way her character spoke and just the way her character was, you know what I mean? But
because is her character anything? I know they changed the characters for the movies, but is her character in the movies anything like the comic character of Nebula, or
how manic she is? Yeah, but like in the comics, man, like she donned the gauntlet. She's the one that defeated Thanos and all that kind of stuff.
I did know that. But I think you and Ben told me that.
Other than, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen Jumanji and Oculus. I saw in the MCU, but other than that, I don't really know. You need to see. She had that one show that was out for a while with John Cho.
Couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I don't remember the name, but it got canceled. So.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
a lot of stuff does.
So it should be exciting. I mean, she's already got a good leg up with like adventure movies with the Jumanji movie. So I'm sure
Yeah, that's exciting.
Pirates of
That'd
the
be really
Caribbean
cool.
will be
I'd love to see
right up her alley.
Yeah, I'd love to see a female in the lead for that. At the same time, it's like I couldn't imagine I never imagined Pirates being the franchise that it is now, to where they're still making movies.
How many of there? Is
There's
it
six movies.
Jesus,
yeah,
man.
Yeah. I can't believe they're still making them.
Yeah, I have no
It's
interest
insane.
in seeing any of the other ones that I haven't seen.
Yeah, first three were good. Rest, I got really excited when Javier Bardem was in the newest one.
Was it Captain
Sullivan?
Yeah. I remember the trailer and there was black shit coming all out his mouth.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It looked great, and that's one thing that we'll touch upon in one episode, where it's like how the editing of a trailer can totally mislead and differ from the movie.
It's like MCU. They purposefully take things out and add things to mislead people. But
that's like misdirection on purpose. And this was if this movie, which I think it's oh my god, I can't remember the name of the last movie. That's how unimportant it is to me. But if it was so
I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was edited like the trailer was, that movie would have been 10 times better than it currently sits now. But it wasn't, and it sucks. Javier Bardem's performance is amazing.
I mean, he's Javier Bardem.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite actors of all time.
Skyfall? Come on. The whole
No
scene
Country for Old Men.
Where he walks in when he first meets Bond and he talks about the rats and the island.
I love that take. That's inspired.
It's one shot. He just walks across the room.
It's
it's
fucking fantastic. Roger Deakins. No, wait.
Did he shoot?
No, he didn't. I'm wrong. I don't think he shot that. Oh, God. I got to know now.
Well, I know Sam Mendes directed that one.
He did direct that. Little air horn in the background. It's Wednesday at noon.
Yeah,
Can't hear
here
that.
in Columbus, Ohio.
Yeah. I guess that doesn't happen everywhere, but which doesn't surprise me.
After I got laid off and I was home and I heard that and I kind of forgot about it because
were you freaking out?
My route wasn't in this area and I was like, what the fuck is that? Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. No, he did. You know what? I remember seeing shots of him being the cinematographer for that. I mean,
Skyfall?
For Skyfall, yeah, it was Roger Deakins.
Yeah.
Amazing cinematographer.
Doesn't he have 11 Academy Awards or something? 11 nominations?
He's got a ton of Oscars.
I think he's got 11 nominations and 5 Academy Awards or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, he's won 2 Oscars. He's got 168 wins. Not of course Academy Awards, but he's got 157 other nominations. I mean, he's one of the most decorated people in Hollywood. Cinematic history. Yeah, in Hollywood and anything. And when I'm not just talking cinematographers, from actors to directors to, sound design, anything. I mean, he's
if you're in the business, you know the name Roger Deakins.
No doubt.
But yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Shit.
Trash. Excited about Karen Gillan with the reboot though. So yay Disney.
Right.
Next bit of news. Got some Netflix news. So Bright, starring Will Smith and Joel Edgerton, is getting a sequel.
That movie.
I hate that movie.
Really?
It's bad. It is not good. But
I thought the world building that they did for that was really good and really different, unique.
That's the main reason why I hate that movie. Are you kidding me? How is it that mankind and these mythical creatures have existed together since the beginning of time, and the world is still exactly the same?
It is now.
Why is Shrek even still a movie?
That's a huge problem. Yeah,
the world isn't different at all. There's just fairy tale creatures around. Come on.
I mean, if you believe in string theory, I mean,
get that shit out of here, man. What's the Declaration of Independence look like now with the United States and these creatures? Who has right? You know what I mean? I don't know. How long did it take for black people to get rights or women? What about an orc?
Right.
What rights do orcs have? And then elves are the 1%ers. Come on. What is this movie? And
it's got to be someone, right?
I don't know, man. It felt so just sloppy and convoluted.
That's funny.
But
yeah, and that's Deadline okay that we have different opinions. I mean, Chance is wrong, obviously, but that's fine.
I don't know how to say this guy's name. Deadline reports Louis Leterrier is going to direct it. He directed The Incredible Hulk, the first Now You See Me. So now he's in talks to direct Bright 2. I wrote here, not a fan of this movie. I think it stinks. So, but Will Smith and Joel Edgerton are both going to return. Joel Edgerton, I love him. I feel like he's super underrated. He's Uncle Owen.
And who? Oh, he's Uncle Owen. He's
the orc cop.
Okay.
Yeah. So, he's Uncle Owen
in
the prequels.
Yeah.
He's in a great movie called Warrior with Tom Hardy. That
wow, I haven't heard of that one.
What? That UFC movie? It's so good.
Well, maybe I have heard of it. I definitely haven't seen
What's his name is in it? He plays their dad, Nick Nolte. Yeah. So
love Nick Nolte.
Yeah, he's in that. He's in that one movie about the interracial couple who were dating illegally, like before it was legal to. Yeah, it's called
Nick
Loving.
Nolte was, or
Joel Edgerton. But yeah, so I don't like Bright. I think it's sloppy. I think
maybe the next one will clear it up.
I mean, I hope.
Historically, probably not.
Yeah,
if you look at sequels of movies,
I mean, this must have done really well. I feel like though
it did do really well.
Every time a new Netflix movie comes out, they're like, it's breaking records. I'm like,
what records?
Yeah, like Extraction just broke records. What came up before that? I don't know. Whatever. Marriage Story broke records.
Yeah.
Bright broke records. So I'm just.
I mean, some of these movies get like a limited theatrical release.
Well,
some of
they
them
have to in order to qualify for an Academy Award nomination.
Like The Irishman did.
So yeah, like they have to play in theaters in New York and
L.A. Right?
L.A.
Yeah.
For at least, I think it's either a week or like 3 months. I can't remember, but they have to play for a certain. Months, yeah. They have to play for a certain amount of time in order to be eligible. So, but yeah, I could give two shits about Bright too. But hey, you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I might watch it. I don't know. It's like Extraction for me. I mean, I didn't think it was amazing. Of course, I mean, it was Will Smith. I mean, I like Will Smith. Being Will Smith. Yeah,
for the 80th time.
So maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't if I run out of things.
Remember how everyone's like, hey, these wands are like super dangerous.
Yep.
And yet everybody wanted the wand,
right.
Like even humans.
Yeah.
And then they know damn well, like
there's that rare chance that it might not kill you.
Yeah. It would fucking blow you to smithereens. Yeah. And of course, Will Smith's like what was he?
He's like a chosen one. I don't know,
sage or some shit. I can't remember. Some Warcraft shit.
That's how
I saw that movie one time, and I'm watching it. And so, for those of you who don't know, I am in an interracial relationship. And whenever there's oppression of like a certain race in a movie, my wife gets so mad and she gets like so heated. It gets under her skin. She like screams at the TV.
It's so funny.
I remember watching this movie and they were like picking on Joel Edgerton because he was an orc and they were treating him like shit and she was getting so worked up.
I mean, that's good for her. Yeah, that's great.
I was just like, shut up.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna tell you said that.
We get it. You're a supporter of equal rights for everybody. Man, woman, black, white.
Do you think she's doing that just for you then?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe she's just sucking up to me.
But, I think after 9 years you guys have been together.
Me. 8.
8 years? Yeah, she's still doing that.
Yeah, I mean, hey.
That's hilarious.
You never know. But yeah, Bright 2. God. Who cares?
Who cares?
Anyway, next bit of news. We got some superhero news. So Emily Blunt and The Rock are set to star in a superhero movie titled Ball and Chain. So it's about a married couple on the verge of divorce. A meteor falls from outer space and it gives them both superpowers. But the catch is their powers only work when they're together.
So it's the opposite of Hancock.
It's like Hancock meets
Hancock.
It's like Hancock meets, I don't know, like Mr. and Mrs. Smith or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
I used to watch that shit all the time.
I watched it the day after I got married because I was like, I'm John Smith now. I'm a married man.
Maybe Ashley's living a double life.
Yeah, like if we were spies, we'd totally kill everybody. But this sounds great to me. They're already set to star in Jungle Cruise, the new Disney movie based off the Disney ride. I haven't seen the trailers for that. But it's out.
Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that either. I didn't even know it was out.
But, I don't even know when it's supposed to come out now. Oh, God, I don't know when anything's supposed to come out.
Everything's so up in the air. I mean, something is coming out. I just saw something is coming out this June or July. A movie, like a big movie, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah,
to be completely honest.
Tenet is still...
It's not still on track?
Warner Brothers and Chris Nolan are set. It's supposed to come out July something.
Oh shit! Is it really?
Early July? Yeah. So
I doubt it.
I don't know.
I think movies, movies will of course be changed forever. Unfortunately,
I mean,
the viewing aspect of them, at least, and probably some of the production.
A movie like Tenet, it would be idiotic to release on like streaming or VOD.
Yeah,
because like that movie costs what, $250 million, $300 million.
Yeah.
There's no, it would flop hard if they did a VOD. Like it wouldn't even make, it would, yeah.
Probably, although on the
it would tank.
On the flip side of that, you have movies like, it's two different ends of the spectrum, but you have like Trolls 2 that came out and did massively better than it would have if it was released in theaters.
Plus, I don't think I didn't see any kind of marketing for that movie. I didn't hear anybody talking about it.
You don't have kids.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
My niece and nephew were all about that movie, so
I guess I didn't even see the first one.
Yeah. Oh God, I've seen it like 7,000 times.
Yeah, I'm never gonna see it. But
JT,
I mean, yeah, I'm a big Justin Timberlake fan, but no, thank you.
It's not bad for a kids movie. I mean,
but yeah, I love Emily Blunt. I think Emily Blunt is actually my favorite actress.
Really,
she's phenomenal, man.
She is really good.
Into the Woods.
I've seen that one. That's a good one.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What else?
Crap movie. Good performance.
You said crap movie?
Yeah, didn't really like it.
I love that movie. What? That is such a good movie. I love that movie.
I'm gonna watch it again. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I saw it in theaters.
It's based off of some like manga or something like that. Some Japanese.
No, really.
Anime.
Not a big
it's called
anime
Live, Die,
fan.
Repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that's what the alternate title was for that
once
movie.
it came out on VOD, because Edge of Tomorrow was a horrible title.
Yeah.
And the marketing for that was horrible too.
Yeah.
Like the trailers didn't really do the film justice.
I think Live, Die, Repeat is more of an interesting name. I mean, that's exactly
Apparently
what
they're
happens.
making a sequel for that. It was supposed to come out a while ago, but Tom Cruise is so busy. But actually no. I think Emily Blunt was busy doing Mary Poppins, so they couldn't shoot. But yeah, I love Emily Blunt. I mean, everybody loves The Rock, and he's The Rock. So
I don't like The Rock.
This sounds really interesting.
Chance isn't wearing headphones.
They have some.
So he can't hear me, but I don't like The Rock. What were you saying?
I'm sorry. What? My train of thought was thrown off by your whispering.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've really thrown you off.
I got to look back at my notes. But yeah, I'm excited for this. Sounds cool. It's very interesting that like they're on the verge of divorce or whatever, and then they get these powers, and now like they kind of have to be together, they're like forced to be together. So
I guess, but if they if they just want to use their powers. What if they're like, I don't really care. My power isn't that amazing. I can only grow my hair really long.
But I mean, like, with great power comes great responsibility type shit. Yeah. You could be like Medusa from what's it from Inhumans, Marvel. You know who that is? She's got the long hair and
Black
her
Bolt's wife,
hair.
right?
Yeah, her hair like grabs people.
See,
or
look at
whatever.
that. I know that shit.
I didn't even watch that show.
Not me neither.
I heard it was horrible.
Yeah, which is a shame. I really like the concept of Black Bolt. I think he's cool.
Yeah, he's one of the Marvel Illuminati in the comic books.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's Iron Man, Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, Black Bolt, Namor. This one. Oh, and Doctor Strange. They split up the Infinity Stones, and they each get one. That's pretty cool.
It's so funny listening to Chance like geek out. I love it.
I love it, man.
I know.
Illuminati.
That's great.
Anyway, yeah, Ball and Chain, The Rock, Emily Blunt. Great.
Just what a fucking stupid title. I mean, come on. What? That's such a dated
Which
term.
one's the ball and which one's the chain?
But that doesn't matter. That's such a dated term. No one fucking says that anymore. Yeah, let me go talk to my old ball and chain. Who the fuck says that anymore? What are you, born in the 50s?
I mean, maybe.
Oh my God.
I don't even know who's writing this movie or directing it, but I'm probably going to see it. I mean, it depends on what the trailers look like, but I mean, I'm interested enough.
And that's okay. If that's your kick, then that's your thing, man.
Wow, look at you.
That's all right.
So you have no interest in this movie?
I have no interest in that. I don't think The Rock is that amazing.
Well, I mean, like, no, he's definitely got like a charisma. I'm not saying he's the greatest actor to walk the earth. He has gotten better.
Oh, 100%.
Over his time.
100%. And
but
he's like one of those.
He's got like this certain charisma to him, like energy to him that I like.
Mean, he is one of those rare actors that comes from wrestling that is able to transfer his acting ability from that to a professional career. Dave Bautista is also another one, but like, again, I've never seen either. Oh yeah, shit, John Cena too. Again, he falls in that same category. I've never seen a movie where they seems like they do like sellout movies that are just going to make a lot of money.
With him and what's that guy's name from American Pie? Sean Austin Scott or something like that. He's
never
in the Dukes of Hazzard movie
Pie.
with
I've never seen any of these movies.
What's the dude's name from Jackass? Johnny Knoxville.
Oh, okay. Not the Steve-O guy.
But yeah, the Rundown is great. It's got Christopher Walken and Rosario Dawson. I love that movie. Walk the Line is good.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good movie.
He beats the shit out of some people who are bored.
Yeah, that is a good movie.
But yeah, I like The Rock.
Yeah,
so
can't really say
I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw. Probably won't.
Oh, don't see it.
Probably won't. Some guy we went to Vegas in December of last year, and some guy was sitting next to us, and he was watching it on the plane, and I'm kind of like, I'm glancing over, and I'm looking at some of the parts that are happening in this movie, and I'm like, I still don't want to watch it. And it was free. It was free on the flight. I was like, I still don't want to watch this.
That's a bad
on this
sign.
5-hour flight.
The Rock literally holds, a helicopter with a chain in one hand, and he's holding on to like the end of a tow truck in the other, and he's like did some Captain America shit, but he's not a superhero. It's just ridiculous.
Might as well be.
But that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have superpowers, but he like has superpowers. He's just a very strong human. No one could do that. No one could do that.
Could do it.
There's no fucking way. I watch like the strongman competitions, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a guilty pleasure of mine for some reason. I don't know. They pop up in my Facebook feed.
The Thor dude, like the strongest man alive, like the biggest.
He was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he plays the Mountain.
Yeah, the Mountain. Yeah. And like even some of those guys are lifting like 500-pound shit, and like the strain on their face. So you're telling me The Rock could hold? I know you're joking, but you tell me The Rock.
You guys can't see, but I'm nodding my head this entire time.
Could hold on to a helicopter and a tow truck, be lifted off the side of a cliff, and he's like, this is a Tuesday for me. It's nothing.
Probably was a Tuesday. But yeah, ball and chain. Sounds good. Next bit of news.
See, there's that rambling you were talking about.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, so John Wick is getting a spinoff. So John Wick 4 has been delayed because of The Matrix 4. Filming for The Matrix 4 is still underway. So Matrix 4, John Wick 4 was set to come out on the same day, and I knew that wasn't going to happen. I was like, no way.
God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, but no way. Especially now with everything being shut down. Mm-hmm. So John Wick 4 has been delayed, and the studio has decided to go ahead with the spinoff that's going to move forward as titled Ballerina. And Chloe Grace Moretz is being eyed for the lead role, which I like.
That'd be cool.
She played she played Hit Girl in Kick-Ass. She was in the Seth Rogen, Zac Efron Neighbors 2 movie. That movie Let Me In that I told you about earlier. She's a vampire, Equalizer, and a lot of stuff.
The Fifth Wave.
I heard that was horrible. I didn't even see it.
I saw the first half of it.
A book.
It was a book, yeah.
It was supposed to be like the next Hunger Games.
Well, Krista loves that movie.
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm probably never gonna watch it.
So I mean,
okay, we'll see. That's different. That's
Kick-Ass was one of my favorites.
That's her demographic. I didn't really care for Kick-Ass 2.
That was great. Oh yeah, I mean,
Matthew Vaughn didn't do the sequel though. He did the first one. He also did the Kingsman movies and X-Men First Class. And blah blah.
Yeah, it's a very not Kingsman. Kick-Ass, but yeah, it's based off a comic book too. So Dark Horse maybe.
I liked the first one though.
Yeah,
it was different.
It was way different. It was really interesting. It's like if real life people
who didn't have
powers, decided to be superheroes. So pretty interesting.
Nicolas Cage is Big Daddy.
Yeah, basically Batman.
Or no, not Big Daddy. Was that his name?
Big Daddy. Yeah,
I'm thinking of Django.
Yeah,
Don Johnson.
but like, really interesting in the sense of like, the actor who plays Kick-Ass was also Quicksilver.
Yeah.
He's in 2 superhero movies, but
Aaron
he got
Johnson.
Jacked. He got huge.
I knew he was, spoiler alert for Age of Ultron, the movie that's been out since 2015. I knew he was going to die though, because I guess like they had a hard time talking him into taking that role because he didn't want to commit to like 18 movies.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So I was like,
that's hard for any actor.
So they're like, we had a hard time talking him into it, but we finally talked him into it. And I'm like, oh, he's probably going to die then. It's just like Harrison Ford with The Force Awakens. Yeah. I'm like, they paid him an ass ton of money, I'm sure.
For 15 minutes of screen time.
And he said, kill me so I never have to do this again.
Yeah.
But
then Rise of Skywalker.
I think a lot of that had to do with money and just.
Carrie Fisher,
Harrison Ford's at that age to where I think a lot of the stuff he does, it's more so like the material. And I think, look at Adam Driver. Look at who he is, and I think he just wanted to do a scene with him. You know what I mean?
That scene. It's one of the most.
Adam Driver is like my favorite actor. Him and Mahershala Ali are like the top two.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, John Wick spinoff. Chloe Grace Moretz, the ballerina. Moving forward. Sounds good. I like John Wick. John Wick 3, I liked it, but the end, there were so many people being thrown through glass. I was just kind of like, damn, like, when is this fight going to end? It kind of went on for too long. What's the dude's name from Iron Chef? He was the bad guy in John Wick 3.
Iron Chef?
Yeah.
What's that?
You never seen Iron Chef?
Iron Chef? That sounds familiar.
Hang on.
He was the bad dude in John Wick 3. Like, what's his name in real life?
I'm looking it up now. Oops.
You're not talking about Chef, right? You're not talking about Jon Favreau.
Yeah, it is Jon Favreau. He's the villain in John Wick 3.
How fucking funny would that be? Oh my god, I love Jon Favreau so much, but I could not see him playing a villain.
Speaking of Jon Favreau, I watched Cowboys and Aliens the other day.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Great.
Well, I'm not going to say great, but it's good. I like it.
It's fun.
What's this fucking guy's name?
I couldn't help you out, even if I wanted to. Couldn't tell you.
Is this even really important? Anyway.
Of course, people are, relying on us to give them this information.
Why, though? Do people care?
Of course, there's going to be riots in the street. Nah, they don't care.
I'm just going to move on to the next bit of news.
No.
So, Amazon might
we got a lot of news today.
Yeah, we got quite a bit.
We got a ton.
Amazon.
Might buy AMC.
It might buy AMC. So,
huge.
The movie theater business is like a razor thin market anyway. Like studios keep majority of the profit from ticket sales, so like theaters really rely on concessions, which is why that costs like an arm and a leg.
Right.
But with the shutdown, like AMC movie theaters has been struggling financially, like so many other businesses. This being said, I don't want it to sound insensitive because, everybody's struggling right now.
Well, guess what's
but
going to sound
we're a
insensitive?
movie podcast. We talk about movies, so I'm not saying that, like, this is the most important thing, but it is to me and to us.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Think about, like, anyone could think about their childhood and, like, how many times did you go to the movies?
Hollywood, and like movies have been so influential in just
they've been around for 120 years. I mean, give or take. But it would be terrible to lose
AMC. Like I love AMC.
Is that one of the biggest? Is that the biggest chain? Yeah, chain.
Well, North American chain.
Yeah,
but
that's huge. I mean, it would be just. I know, like we'll talk about this, I'm sure, but Christopher Nolan is like trying to save theaters, and
he's been trying to save just film in general for so long.
Yeah, and it's struggling. A lot of places are. We just found out today, like the Columbus Zoo is not doing so hot at all.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. Isn't that like one of the biggest zoos in the country? It's the
number one zoo in America. Yeah,
that's fucking wild.
It beats out like San Francisco every year.
It's crazy, man. When you really think about it, like all of these businesses that you think are just sitting on piles of money and they get shut down for 3 months and then they're like, we can't afford it. Yeah, like we're fucked. Like, what do you mean? I didn't realize it was such a paper thin margin.
It kind of just it just paints the image of how much money like these CEOs are probably making, and like sure, if the company goes under, that's terrible, but they're fine.
Yeah.
So
it's like Bob Iger. He made like what $63,000 or something like that, $1 million last year. But anyway.
I don't think Jeff Bezos will be hurting if Amazon gets shut down. He's the richest man in the entire world.
Amazon,
aside from Putin.
Disney, and Apple.
Yeah.
Enough said. Those three.
The Googs.
The Trinity. But so the ultimate question was, like, will AMC go under? Or will a third party come in and swoop them up? Kind of like a movie studio.
Probably.
Something like that. But,
yeah.
So apparently AMC stocks soared the other day.
Right.
Amazon was buying stocks. I think this is a genius idea. Could you imagine walking into an AMC theater and there's a fucking Amazon store in there?
Yeah.
Or like maybe even Amazon Prime members could become A-list members. Because like I have AMC A-list. You pay $23 a month and you see 3 movies a week for free. And that's
cancel that right now.
Well, I mean, they're not charging us because they're not open.
Oh, are they? Okay, cool. I was gonna say.
But yeah.
I mean, Amazon will be the next McDonald's. Yeah, for sure.
But that would be a genius idea for Prime members to become A-list members. That would give people more incentive to go to the movies. And imagine like you go into an AMC and there's an Amazon store in there and you can buy snacks there, take it into the theater, because I feel like concessions would drop because I mean AMC owns the whole, or Amazon owns the whole thing.
Right.
So they're not just relying on
their monetary.
Yeah. So
as a company.
I think this is a great partnership. I think this is just genius.
Yeah, my biggest fear, with when I ever hear like a huge chain is in talks of buying something, is like, well, shit, that's gonna irrevocably change how we do something. It's gonna become too. I mean, it's going to look, the art of a film is going to be taken down a peg by, now you've got advertisements for your local Amazon store in your movie theater. I mean, it's not a movie theater.
Amazon makes movies too, so I mean, think about
they
all
could
the
stream
movies
their
that come
own
on
movies in
Amazon
there.
Prime. They could get theatrical releases and all kinds of stuff.
I mean, I'm sure, in the long run, it would be a great thing. It would save, one of the biggest chains in the country, but I just hope it doesn't turn into a nightmare in the
I get
process.
What you're saying. But I mean, think about like the Disney Fox merger. I mean,
but that's like the same line of business. Like there's all of them make movies. Like so, it's a movie company buying another movie company. Whereas this would be, a business like a conglomerate.
But Amazon is in the business of distributing.
Yeah,
and so
in a different facet, but yeah, for sure.
But
who knows?
I think that's great.
Yeah, I'm not an expert.
If it happens, I mean, who are we? We're sitting in my spare room right now.
Oh my god. Tune in next week when I talk about the stock market.
Yeah, I mean, what stocks you should invest in.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's cool. Next bit of news. Are you a Stephen King fan?
Yeah.
So there's a new Stephen King adaptation that's getting a movie. It's called Revival.
Ooh.
Don't know what it is.
Me neither. Never heard of it. Based off a book, I'm guessing.
Yes.
It might be his sci-fi work because he does a lot of sci-fi stuff.
I know it's about like a priest and some shit. I'm assuming there's going to be eerie and spooky stuff that happens because Stephen King. But director Mike Flanagan is set to direct. He directed the new Dr. Sleep movie, the sequel to The Shining, starring Ewan McGregor and Rebecca Ferguson. I heard that movie was great. I haven't seen it, but I heard it underperformed. But apparently,
very much so.
Apparently, it's like a hidden gem. It's really, really good. It's because I love the Shining movie is not accurate to the book, I guess.
Yeah.
And Stephen King does not like the movie.
He hated Kubrick's vision
and
for that.
Apparently, Dr. Sleep does a good job of being a sequel to the book.
That's
and
good.
The movie, because there is a sequel book to The Shining called Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
So this movie does a great job of being a sequel to both. So Scott Derrickson, he did Dr. Sleep. He also was the showrunner behind the Netflix series Haunting of Hill House. So he's a master of spook, I guess.
That's cool.
So, yeah, it sounds good to me. I mean, I'm a Stephen King fan. I mean, I liked the new It adaptations, It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. I liked Chapter 1 much better.
Still
I thought Chapter 2 was very sloppy. It was too long. It was 2 hours and 45 minutes, and a lot of it was just meandering. like through the middle of the movie, once we got to the third act, I was like, damn. The movie's just now climaxing. This is crazy. But yeah, and then that new HBO series, The Outsider, which is based off a Stephen King book. I'm actually reading that right now, slowly.
The book?
Yeah. It's pretty good. It stars Ben Mendelsohn. He plays Krennic in Rogue One.
Yep, love
He's
Ben
also
Mendelsohn.
in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. He's in tough stuff. Captain
Marvel, yeah. But
he's a great actor.
I thought The Outsider was really good. I like Stephen King. Not all of his adaptations have been great. Did you ever see The Mist that came out with Thomas Jane? Years ago.
Oh God, I might be thinking of. Is that the one where they huddle up in a supermarket or something? Yeah, I always get that one confused, and the one with Mark Wahlberg. What was that one?
The Following, that horrible ass movie, that M. Night Shyamalan movie. That movie's so bad.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. He's just through the whole movie. He's, oh my God. It's just terrible. Like, it's such a bad movie. But yeah, I like Stephen King.
Save the bumblebees.
Bumblebees.
It's from that movie. Talking about bees dying off in the following.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. The fucking plants are killing people.
Yeah, or the plants. Yeah.
I've seen that movie once, and I still don't even really understand it. Yeah, like, it's just trash. I feel like...
What a twist.
Shyamalan's last, like, really good movie...
was Avatar the Airbender, yeah. Chance almost killed me.
Shit. What was it? Split. I didn't see Glass.
Oh, yeah. Split was really good.
But other than that, I think Signs was his last, like, really, really good one.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a great movie.
Did you see
Joaquin
The Village?
Phoenix. Yeah.
That was
I didn't
weird.
mind it. I didn't mind it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't
The twist was just, it was just so, like...
A little out there, kind of, but
yeah,
still fun. I mean, still a good movie.
That movie scared when I was a kid, because it came out when I was, oh my God, those dudes in those masks scared
terrifying.
the living shit out of me.
Yeah.
But, because I used to live in South Carolina, like, surrounded by woods.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like,
you thought
maybe one day I'll be looking out my window and I'll see that fucking
red cape drift on by.
Well, it had like a warthog face.
Yeah, it was really weird. And it had like some hands or something too that were like porcupine hands.
It was too much.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
But what's his name is in that movie? Adrian Brody.
Yes, he is.
Ashley calls him Big Nose.
Oh.
Yeah. Well. It's pretty fucked up.
Oh my God.
She loves the Peter Jackson King Kong movie.
Oh hell yeah.
So that is like the only movie she's ever seen Adrian Brody in. She's a big fan of Predators.
Not the Pianist or anything like that?
Nope.
Or?
She's a big fan of Predator, and he's in that one Predator movie that came out in like 2010.
Yeah, Shane Black.
And
No. It was earlier than that, right?
Yes. The Shane Black one came out in like 2018.
Yeah. Was he not in that one? Was he in the that's right.
So,
that's right. Yeah.
I showed her that movie. She's like, I didn't even know this movie was
Yeah.
But
yeah, M. Night also did Shape of Water. That's a good one too.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
Lady in the Water.
Or
Shape of Water is
Lady in the Water.
Toro.
Yeah. Lady in the Water with
Bryce Dallas Howard?
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
It's pretty good.
Did you hear about that meeting he had with Disney?
No.
M. Night Shyamalan? So he wrote this screenplay.
Here comes rambling.
I think it was Lady in the Water. Where isn't he in that? And he plays like a writer?
He's in like all of his movies, yeah.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
Yeah.
But so he plays this writer that is so good at writing. He's such a good writer that he ends up writing this piece that basically saves humanity. And he wanted to play himself. And the Disney executive was like, yeah, I don't really think...
Stephen King's already got that covered.
Yeah, like, I really don't think that works. And he got so offended that he like packed up all his shit and he walked out of the meeting and he's like, I'm never working with Disney ever again, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
That's a more...
like
fault on your
like how
part,
full of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Like, you're not who you used to be.
That's a mistake for you, not Disney.
Yeah, you moron. Like, M. Night Shyamalan, like, that's become like a punchline these days.
Yeah.
So I just feel like, who the fuck are you? But anyway, Stephen King, revival, getting a new movie by Mike Flanagan. So
it's fun.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like Stephen King. It's taken me so long to read this book. I don't know why.
The Stand was fun.
That's like a Bible too. Just like it. Really? It is. It's like over 500 pages. And I can't. I don't have the time to read that.
Yeah, that one was so long that they made that into a TV movie.
I don't do anything. But yeah. Anyway, next bit of news. Some more Disney news. Hamilton, the Broadway production, is getting an early release. So Disney bought the rights to film the stage production of Hamilton for $75 million. So it's not an
That's actually not that much. I mean,
what
in terms of Disney money?
But it's not a movie though. It's just them filming the live stage show for 75. Well, I mean, I guess when you think about how successful Hamilton is,
Lin-Manuel. I mean, you've got
that's crazy.
Who's the other guy from? Oh my God, he's in the Netflix show that's really good that David Fincher did. Where he's the showrunner. Fuck.
Mindhunter?
Yeah, Mindhunter. Main guy, Jonathan Groff.
Yeah.
Plays King.
Speaking of David Fincher, did you know that he directed the Justin Timberlake Suit and Tie music video?
I did know that, yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, he does a lot of like... I think he's done a couple commercials. Yeah.
That show
couple commercials and music
been
videos,
put on hold indefinitely.
Indefinitely. Unfortunately, I kind of saw that coming. I could not imagine a director as big as David Fincher putting all his time and effort into a TV
like
show and losing out on directing movies. But I mean, what a shame. That show. Great show.
Yeah, it's so good.
That's why. But when I heard that, that's why I didn't finish the second season.
What? No, you really should.
I should. I know, but I stopped, and I'm like, that's such a bummer.
That's so good. I still have your book, by the way. Well, the Christus book,
Mindhunter. Oh, do you really?
Yeah, it's
gotta forget
that other book that I haven't finished. But yeah. So, the stage production of Hamilton was originally supposed to be released in October of 2021. I don't know why it would have taken so long. I mean, it's not like you have to edit very much.
That might have been when its stint on Broadway was done. I don't know.
You might be right.
Yeah,
you might be right.
So,
but anyway, they've decided to release it early. They're going to release it July 3rd this year. It's going to be released on Disney Plus. Yeah,
that's really cool.
I have heard nothing but great things about Hamilton. I've never seen it, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'm definitely going to watch it. I'm a song and dance man. I like musicals.
Me too.
Artsy fartsy stuff.
Why not? Haven't seen La La Land. I've always wanted to see that. Grade. Were you really?
Yeah, I was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I played the Mute King. I had like 2 lines of dialogue. I had to pantomime the entire everything.
Yeah. I did a bunch of musicals and stuff in high school too.
Yeah, I did like musicals and plays. I was a nerd.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but anyway, Hamilton. I'm excited.
That'd be really cool. Yeah. Lin-Manuel is great. I'm wondering. I haven't heard anything about his other musical movie that he's got coming out. Like, I think it was supposed to come out this summer. It was like something where they're like dancing in the streets of like Brooklyn or something like that.
So every other musical ever?
Yeah, every other musical. I don't know. I think it maybe got put on hold because of everything that's been going on. But that's kind of a shame because I thought it looked pretty good. But I can't remember the name of that. So I'm going to look that up right now.
Has he done any other like
In the Heights? That's what that movie's called. In the Heights.
I think was that another Broadway show?
Yeah, Broadway musical.
Okay, yeah. Because that was before Hamilton, right?
I think so.
Like it's Broadway.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would have to be.
That would have been his debut, I believe, on Broadway. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but now
I think Hamilton might be getting a film version too.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're gonna milk the shit out of it.
I mean, Spielberg is doing
West Side Story.
My friend's actually in that. It's really cool. Yeah, Mike Weiss. He's like one of the main dudes, so it's pretty cool. It's awesome. Dope. Yeah, we used to do theater together. It was really cool to see him. Like, you know, he was in Dear Evan Hansen. He was like, I think he was like Evan Hansen, or he was like one of the main dudes in it. I still can't figure out what that musical is about. But
never even heard of it.
It's pretty good. It's got the dude who was in like those Pitch Perfect movies, the shy guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be really cool. Now's the time for like musicals to become movies again. So
yeah, I mean like Les Mis, The Greatest Showman. Even though that was
totally original.
Yeah,
but that was really
that might get a sequel too.
I sure hope so. I doubt they'll bring Hugh Jackman back. I don't know if
that was like his passion project.
Yeah,
like
he loved
Fox basically did that movie as like a favor to him for playing Wolverine for like 14 years.
Yeah, great movie. This is a really good one. You should check that one out. Chris and I watch that like every month.
That's it for that. Last bit of news. This may be what you were talking about earlier, but one of the big movies that has a new release date, Mulan. So the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, says that they're looking to release the live-action Mulan on July 24th. So that's only like...
This year?
Yes. That's only like a week after Tenet.
I was so pumped for that movie, Mulan.
Yeah, I don't know, like everybody's all mad and pissy because it's not a musical, but my thing is this movie is not a remake of the Disney animated movie Mulan. It's a remake of The Legend of Mulan.
Yeah, we talked about that a little
briefly.
last week. Yeah,
but I mean, it looked, from what they're going for, it's like a war epic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like this movie would not work as a musical. Like the story that they're trying to tell, like an old ancient Chinese story of this woman that's overcoming war and diversity, and you know, it just it I don't know, just the action sequences and like the war shots, and it has like this grandiose, like epic feel to it. And I feel like it written like if people just start breaking out in song and dance, it really wouldn't.
Now I know that movie. Again, I didn't really follow any of it, but I know that it was facing some backlash for something. But like there were like protests. People were like going to protest that movie in China, I believe, for something. But I haven't heard anything else about that.
Me neither.
Yeah. So,
all I know is people are mad because there's no Mushu in the movie.
Right.
But
I'm not mad at that.
Who the fuck wants to see a talking dragon in this movie?
I do right here.
No. You know, Eddie Murphy didn't even do the sequel.
Yeah.
Because he was too expensive.
Yeah.
It was some impersonator.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, he said he wasn't going to do another. I think it was like right around that time. He's like, I'm not doing another movie that is going to be terrible. Like, because he did Dr. Dolittle and then he did.
Yeah, he did all the Shrek movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That probably paid him an ass load of money.
Yeah. And then that's when he did. Was it Black Dynamite? Or
No, Black Dynamite. That's
No, that's that one. That's that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Oh shit, that movie's great.
What's that guy's name? The guy that plays Spawn is Black Dynamite.
Yeah.
He's in The Dark Knight. I can't remember his name, but yeah, I love Black Dynamite.
That
Did you ever watch the animated show that came on Adult Swim? Oh my lord!
I didn't know they made it.
Yeah, it's so funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that movie was really good. I gotta find it now. Dolomite is my name.
Yeah.
That was
came
really
up.
good.
I haven't seen it.
It's really good.
Apparently, a lot of people were saying he got snubbed for the Oscars because he was great in
Yeah,
that.
his performance is fantastic, and like that was like one of the, like he did some minor stuff here and there, but yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's making a comeback.
Yeah, he is.
Someone once told me that I remind them of Eddie Murphy. I didn't know if that was a compliment or what. I was like, thank you.
I don't see it.
Yeah, me neither. But hey, what do I know?
That's right. Yeah, what do you know about yourself?
But yeah, just 1 week off from Tenet. So
good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how
good
well.
Good luck to both.
Yeah, I don't know how well Tenet's gonna do. It's Chris Nolan, so it's not like if this movie flops, he's never gonna have a career again.
Yeah, and it's not like he's a nobody.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a big.
You
name.
can make a movie that makes $1 and he still can do whatever he wants. But
he's never really made like a flop either.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like Inception made like what, $600 million?
Yeah,
insane. Interstellar made a shit ton of money.
Oh god, such a good movie.
Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, those both made $1 billion.
Yeah.
So, hey, but are you excited for Mulan?
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
I can't wait.
I can't wait
either. I do have a feeling that it might be like a. But then again, it's Disney. Well, I can't really say that, but I feel like it might fall under that same category as of like the way it's edited might be completely different from the actual final product, and then it might do pretty bad.
Did you see the live action Aladdin?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought that they were gonna, do too much of the original one, which granted they did, but like I liked that Will Smith was not Robin Williams and he was in his own kind of similar-ish version of the genie. But I mean, it was fine.
Yeah,
it was
so
cool.
like we watched it.
It was a visual masterpiece. I
Couple
really
weeks
liked the look of it.
I love Guy Ritchie, who directed that, and yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but
there's a huge fucking plane.
I live right by the airport, and well, yeah, the airport and that military base that's over there.
Oh yeah, the supply center.
Yeah. But anyway, what was I saying?
Like Guy Ritchie, Aladdin.
So like when it started, we were kind of like, I don't know about this, but as we like eased into it, we like ended up really liking it.
Yeah.
And I think it's great, but well, I shouldn't say great because I don't want to be quoted later.
20 years ago, Mr. McDuffie, you
said Aladdin was great, but you didn't like Avengers 6. Anyway, yeah.
How can you be trusted?
I can't. Like I said, we're in my spare room right now. But yeah, I thought Aladdin was all right. I thought The Lion King was just like, blah.
That was a shot-for-shot remake.
That was just so dull and just like, I don't know.
I'd never seen the original. Like,
what?
Yeah, to like the extent of like all the way through. Obviously, I've seen like bits and pieces of it, and I knew the story structure and what happened. But like, I knew enough to know that it was a shot-for-shot remake. Mm-hmm. But unnecessary. So
apparently, there's only one shot of that movie that is
live action. It's the opening shot.
Like, yeah,
of the Sahara. No, not the
Sahara. The sun
desert.
coming up. That's it.
Yeah.
That was
the actual
only live
plains
action
of
shot,
Africa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. The rest was CG.
So let's end this debate right now. Is it a live action movie or is it an animated movie?
It's a fucking animated movie. I don't like. Why are you gonna make it? Oh my god.
Yeah, that was my whole argument. When I heard that this movie was coming out, I was like,
"Oh, so you're gonna get real animals to do?"
No, I was like, so why are they making this movie? I was like, it's not live action though. It's literally just gonna be, instead of a 2D animated movie, it's just gonna be photorealistic 3D animated animals. It's the same shit.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, what?
Money.
This is gonna be great.
You're just
hating. Blah blah blah. Though the movie did make $1 billion, it is not that good of a movie.
It's not. I think they were probably just looking to cash in on some nostalgia, and that's that being said, I love Jon Favreau. Yeah. But, for sure. Yeah, he's one of my favorite directors. I think he's great.
But yeah, that movie is not good.
No,
but hey,
it's not necessary.
Who knows? Mulan might be good.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Again, take everything that we say with a grain of salt. We are not making
this is all
movies that are shown in
also
theaters.
This is all subjective.
Right.
I'm allowed to feel any kind of fucking way I want. So are you.
Yeah,
so is Logan. So
not me though. No, you said me, not me.
Actually, you're right. I retract that.
I'm not allowed to have my own thoughts and feelings.
All right. Well, that's it for the news.
All right,
now we're gonna get into the damn. Wow.
News was long today.
Thank you.
It won't always be this long, but sometimes it'll be longer. Who knows?
So yeah, now we're gonna get into the review part of the show.
It's really good.
Maybe we can put some time codes in if people want to skip to.
Nah, skip to an hour and 10 minutes if you want to hear
roughly
our review.
Somewhere around there. So
yeah,
we're doing the Dark Knight trilogy. We're gonna kick it off with The Batman Begins.
So I'm gonna put my own kind of rule on not new movies, whereas like if it's like longer than 5 years old, and
we can just say whatever.
Yeah,
I mean, this movie's
I'm not
15
gonna
years old.
I'm not gonna go super in depth because what hasn't been said about these movies already.
Exactly. Yeah. I put that in here.
I'll I watched them all and I know enough about them, to give them a good review. And but yeah, unless it's a new movie, I'm probably not gonna nitpick and scrutinize and make some as much of detailed notes as I did for Extraction.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. This movie's written by David S. Goyer and Christopher Nolan, directed by Christopher Nolan.
He writes pretty much all his movies.
Yeah. Stars Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Liam Neeson, Gary Oldman, Morgan Freeman, and Ken Watanabe.
Amazing cast.
Yeah. I mean, incredible. Budget of $150 million.
For Batman Begins?
Yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I was 9 when it came out. I saw it twice in theaters. And I loved all the Batman movies growing up. Didn't care how shitty they were. I mean, I was a kid, so I really didn't understand how bad the Joel Schumacher movies were.
Yeah.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age. But yeah, so I was always a big fan of Batman. I've always been a nerd. And, I had a cape. I had a mask and cape.
Get the fuck
I would wear it every time I watched a Batman movie. Didn't care which one it was, and I would reenact the whole fucking movie.
So did you?
I made my own batarangs.
Did you wear it this morning?
No.
Oh.
Actually, do I?
Do you still have it?
I think I lost my cape.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to buy you a new one.
Too bad, so sad. Maybe I can get my wife to buy me a new one. But yeah, I would dress up and reenact the movies. I would make batarangs out of cardboard, and I was an only child, so I had to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christian Bale, 5th actor to don the cape and cowl.
Live action actor, yeah.
Yes, including Adam West, R.I.P. So I feel like this was the first Batman origin movie to do it right. This movie not only changed superhero movies, but I feel like it changed the movie industry, Christopher Nolan, because this take on Batman was so raw and gritty, and I felt like there were just so many reboots that came after this that kind of tried to follow that formula of being so raw and gritty and dark, and everything everything just got dark for a while.
Yeah.
And I just this movie, it did a good job because this was the first time we really cared about Bruce Wayne and not just Batman. And he felt more like a real person to whereas like everyone else, like all the other iterations of Bruce Wayne, he was just like this rich guy that you really couldn't like. I mean, we really didn't, other than the fact that his parents got killed, didn't really know much about Bruce Wayne. Didn't really care much about him. It was when he put on the mask and cape where the plot thickened.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Yeah, for sure, these movies really do, delve into Bruce Wayne 100% more than all the others, I feel. I mean, I've never watched Batman. Is it 89 where we got like our first live action?
Michael Keaton?
Yeah, Michael Keaton one.
You never seen
with
that
Tim
one?
Burton?
The Tim Burton?
I've seen bits and pieces of it. I couldn't say that I've seen the entire thing. But like I watched the Val Kilmer one for sure.
My favorite part in Batman 89 is when Joker comes in and he breaks that vase.
He freaks out.
He's like, "You want to get crazy?
Yeah, come on. I've seen that scene for sure.
But yeah,
but yeah, like I can't think of any other ones that they've really delved into.
And what I like about this is they really shine light on the fact, I said this earlier, but that Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman is who he really is. And I think these films do a really good job of shedding light on that.
Yeah.
I think
100%.
that Zack Snyder's Batman with Ben Affleck, I think they do a good job of that as well.
Really?
To be honest, I think that the Ben Affleck Batman in Dawn of Justice is the most film accurate comic book Batman we've got.
Dawn of Justice, is that Justice League? That
No,
Justice
that's
League movie?
the
Or
Batman vs Superman.
Okay. Oh, I didn't know that was its full name.
Yeah, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice. Why
not just Batman v Superman?
That movie is something.
I want to see it once.
But yeah, so like Nolan's Batman, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and Bryan Singer's first two X-Men movies were like the first comic book movies, like superhero movies that really kind of became like character studies. Like we really focus more so on the characters and what these people are like and how they could be real and just the psyche and the emotions that come behind these larger than life characters and kind of making them a little bit more grounded, if that makes sense. As grounded as they can
in
be.
reality for sure.
And I like this era, this wave of comic book movies, I feel like they really changed things. Like if it wasn't for Nolan's Batman trilogy, Bryan Singer's first two X-Men, especially the first one, and like Raimi's Spider-Man movies, I don't think we would have Iron Man and like the MCU the way that we have them today. Because I mean, even Iron Man is a character study.
Yeah.
On like Tony Stark and just this narcissistic like genius billionaire. And that's what I really appreciate about Nolan's movies. I was telling you just the other day, but like what makes Batman Begins and like that first Iron Man so great to me is that like they have just a toe dipped in reality to where you could be like, yeah, I could buy into this. Yeah, this could work.
Yeah.
And I liked how
I agree.
Bruce, like, he meets up with Morgan Freeman and he gets all his gadgets and shit like that. You know what I mean? He trains with Liam Neeson. He's a ninja. It's awesome. And we see all that backstory. And I remember for a while, like when I first saw the movie, I was like, do we really need to see his parents get killed again? But
yeah, because they had done that a bunch of times.
They've done it in every single fucking one. And I hope they don't do it in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Like, we don't need to, just like how
you think they will?
The Tom Holland Spider-Man, we didn't need to see Uncle Ben get shot again. Yeah. We didn't need to see him get bit by a spider again. We know who the fuck Spider-Man is. We know who Batman is.
Right.
But
even if you're not fans of the comics, you know who those characters are.
But Nolan did it so well just because, I mean, Nolan is a storyteller.
Right.
And I feel like we wouldn't care for Christian Bale's Batman as much if we didn't see all of that. And especially the way they tell it, it's like non-linear. A lot of it's through flashback. And
I love that.
Yeah,
yeah. The way that they introduce like his father, like throughout the movie of the first one, even when they do it in the third one too.
And that's why I don't really like how they portray Thomas Wayne in The Joker. Like Thomas Wayne was
he's
supposed
just a
to be
fucking dick.
Yeah, he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
He's just like your stereotypical 1%er dick.
Yeah, is he? So
Thomas
you're saying
Wayne was
he's not
like Tom? Yeah, no. Okay. Thomas Wayne inspired good all across Gotham. Like Thomas Wayne is who Bruce aspires toward.
Right.
So
you can definitely see that in Christopher Nolan's.
Yeah, he was a good man.
Yeah, and I couldn't see Thomas Wayne or I should say Bruce Wayne in Joker trying to be like his dad.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Like when he punched Arthur in the face.
Yeah, but maybe he didn't know that side of his dad. So
I mean,
true.
I mean, but hey, I mean, he was only 8.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I just love it because, I mean, you know, Bruce Wayne died when he was 8 in that alley with his parents, and the Batman was born. Like, one of my favorite Batman comic book covers. I couldn't tell you the name of the comic, but it's Bruce, and he's in the alley, and his parents are dead in front of him, and his shadow, like Bruce's shadow on the ground, makes a bat.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's perfect. And these movies do a really good job of that. And like, just off the top of my head, like some of my favorite shots in this movie, like his first night out as Batman when he gets Maroni in Falcone. Yeah. Maroni's in the second one. And when he pulls him through the roof of the limo, and he's like, "I'm Batman." He headbutts him and tells the homeless guy, like, "Nice coat."
Yeah.
When we see him again, and he's like perched up on that building, and the way the camera kind of just pans across when he's standing up there, you just see his silhouette. That is so good. Like, it gives me chills just thinking about it. Like, it's like Nolan is he's a master. And
definitely, he's a great storyteller.
Like, just like Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard's score to this movie is incredible. Yeah. Like, I'm a nerd. I like to listen to my favorite movie scores when I'm driving around, and let this any song from this score, like the soundtrack, come on while I'm driving. I'm speeding instantly. I'm just, like, it's just good. Like, this movie is, I truly think this movie is a masterpiece. It's one of the best Batman movies that, I mean, has ever been made. I mean, obviously we all know what Batman movie is the best. Like I said, everything is subjective, but there is only one best. And at the end, it's just beautiful. Like the setup to the Joker. Like Gordon's like, "What about escalation?" He's like, "You're wearing a mask, jumping off rooftops. Like, now we got this clown that's fucking killing people and robbing banks." Yeah. And I love that. It was just such perfect setup, and yeah, like Gary Oldman's great as Commissioner Gordon. This is like the first time he really played like a good guy, because he's
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, before this he was mainly like
Harry
known
Potter.
as like movie villains. This is before Harry Potter though. This came out in 2005.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
So like he'd usually usually like a movie bad guy.
Yeah,
and like he's a perfect Jim Gordon.
Yeah, because like every interpretation, at least in the movies of like Jim Gordon that we got before, I know for like Batman '89, he was like
just a fat.
Yeah, just this big commissioner. That's
goof. Yeah, he really didn't do much.
He really didn't, expand kind of on his
clown.
Character. Yeah.
But
clown.
I like what you did there. But yeah, I don't know what I can say about this movie or any of these movies really that hasn't already been said. Yeah, I think Batman Begins is a masterpiece. It's definitely my second favorite out of this trilogy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought, obviously, I think it was good. I remember the first time watching it, I was probably like 10 or so. I watched
15 years ago.
Yeah. How old am I? Yeah, I was 10. I don't remember.
My wife asks me how old we are all the time. She's like, "Are we 23?" I'm like, "Fuck no." What?
I can't
you know how
remember.
old you are? It's crazy.
Who cares at some point? Age is just a number. Hey, speak of the devil. She's here.
Speak of the devil. It shall appear.
Yeah, I remember watching this. It was like, must have been after it came out on DVD. I was watching it with my dad, and I hated it.
What? That's crazy.
I couldn't get through it because we had like I guess my dad was probably a pretty big Batman fan. Yeah, I did not love it. That was the first time I watched it, but I remember watching it now. I enjoyed it. I really felt like they were still probably trying to find like their groove and everything like that. Gotham changed drastically, I feel, from the first one to the third one. How I feel like Gotham was probably more comic book accurate in the first one,
but
than it was in the second or third.
A lot of where Batman was operating though was in the Narrows, and we don't really see the Narrows again in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Right.
So it was like,
because I know the
that
first one
part
took
of
place.
Town was like the worst. But yeah, I do agree. Like they do feel very different.
Yeah, like seeing some of the aerial shots from like the third one, I just couldn't pinpoint. It just looked like Manhattan.
Sometimes in Batman Begins, it like the city doesn't feel like real.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it feels like it's a set, but I feel like that works for what they're going for. But yeah, you haven't seen Game of Thrones, but Joffrey is in Batman Begins. He's that kid that he throws that little, like, he gave that military grade
to some 5-year-old.
That military grade like stethoscope to this kid.
Yeah. No, I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was really fun. I love the Scarecrow. I thought it was really interesting that
Cillian Murphy,
that they used him as the main villain, because
is he though?
I mean, yeah.
Because I'd say Ra's al Ghul is the main villain.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's right. God, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yes, I say Ra's al Ghul because that's the accurate way to say it. They say Ra's al Ghul in the movie.
Whatever.
Yeah, and in the movie they're the League of Shadows, and in the comics are the League of Assassins.
Oh, okay.
But I can see why they would change it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. It's not my favorite. It's probably my least favorite out of all of them. But yeah, I thought, like, I don't know. For these ones, like, in terms of like directing style and everything, Christopher Nolan did a great job of telling the story and everything like that. I thought the only like nitpick I really have about these movies is like sometimes when they end a shot, and again, this is really nitpicky, but like sometimes when they end a shot and they go on to something else, it cuts really quickly, like to something else. Like we'll say, "Oh, well, do you think that you can do this?" "Well, I sure do." Boom, right to the next scene, after he finishes it, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so fast and so jarring." He doesn't like to linger a lot, but that's my only real negative thing that I didn't love about it. I mean, I thought the action sequences were great. Really cool to see. I don't love the design of the Batman suit, but
yeah,
I mean, the second one,
Christian Bale was saying how somehow they got his measurements wrong for his cowl.
Really?
And it was too small.
Oh,
and he said it was like a vice grip on his head, and it gave him like a splitting migraine like every day.
That's crazy.
He's like, I just used it to play the character. He's like, I'm playing Batman, so I'm not going to complain too much.
You're in pain, I guess, all the time. Yeah. That's really cool. I mean, yeah, I really liked...
They developed that cape. That's like some fabric that they developed for that whole thing.
There's a whole documentary about how they built the back suit.
The tumbler, the Batpod, or the Batmobile.
Yeah. Was the tumbler in the first one?
Yes.
It was? Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it was. Sorry, I watched these movies not too long ago, just like a week ago. They all
I would
mesh
hope
together.
You watched them to refresh your memory.
They all mesh together. I mean, because I watched them back to back, one night, one the next, one the next.
So yeah, anything else I can think of?
First one's fine. I mean, it's a great setup, but yeah, like I said, I think they really hit their stride in the second one. I could not tell you how much I love the second one. Everything in that movie is so good.
So I take it you're ready to move on to The Dark Knight?
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about the first one.
Me neither. So yeah, The Dark Knight, written by Chris and John Nolan. Directed by Chris Nolan again.
Is John his brother?
Yeah. A budget of... He's actually the showrunner for Westworld. Well, I don't know if he's the showrunner, but he's one of the writers.
Okay, that's cool.
Budget of $185 million. It made $1 billion at the worldwide box office. First comic book movie to break a bill.
That's crazy.
Obviously, this is the best in the trilogy. It's the biggest in the trilogy.
Yeah, it's really good.
One of the best comic book movies ever made. Arguably one of the best movies ever made. Period.
It really is. It can stand alone.
This was the year before the Academy Awards stopped their 5 minimum Best Picture nominee, and I think that if this movie would have been released that next year, this movie definitely would have got a Best Picture nomination because
probably
it's fucking phenomenal. Like. I don't even know, like I said, what can we say that hasn't already been said? Like this movie is an absolute masterpiece. This movie changed
steals the show.
Cinema. Yeah. Heath Ledger killed it. One of the best performances ever given by an actor. Like
100%.
Memorable for the end of time. Timeless. But that being said, I feel like Heath Ledger's performance was so great that a lot of people kind of get tossed aside. Like Gary Oldman as Gordon is brilliant in this movie. Like when the whole thing where he he fakes his death, and he saves the mayor, and all that stuff with Gordon is great. To he faked his death to protect his family, and he's the driver in the convoy,
right.
and like that's all good. Aaron Eckhart as Harvey Dent is great.
He's
I don't
fantastic,
remember ever liking Aaron Eckhart in a movie more than.
I can't say that I've really seen him in much else.
I've seen him in he's in Sully with Tom Hanks.
Nah, I haven't seen that one. Really wanted
that movie, The Core, with Hilary Swank, where they have to dig to the center of the earth to prevent the world from. Yeah, he's in that horrible Frankenstein movie. But yeah, Aaron Eckhart killed it.
That's right, he is.
Aaron Eckhart killed it. Like that scene with him and the Joker in the hospital.
Yeah, great scene.
Heath Ledger steals that scene,
yeah,
but,
he does.
But Aaron Eckhart is great in that as well.
Yeah,
I remember he was in an interview and he was talking about that scene, and they were getting ready to shoot that, and he's just laying in the bed, and Heath is kind of off in the corner, by himself, and he's getting into character. He's grunting, and he's doing all this stuff. He's shaking his face, and he's getting in the zone. And he didn't speak to Aaron Eckhart at all. The only time he spoke to him is when they were shooting the scenes, when they were doing the dialogue.
Smart.
Never spoke to him, and once it was over, they wrap for lunch and they leave, and Heath Ledger just wraps his arm around Aaron Eckhart. He's like, "Now that's what acting's all about." And I'm like, "That guy,
That's
man!
Great.
It inspires me to see actors like Heath Ledger, like Christian Bale, Daniel Day-Lewis, these titans in the industry that take their job so seriously. Say what you will about method acting. I think every actor is a method actor because every actor has their own method, but." Obviously, when people talk about method acting, they talk about when people low-key
really
lose
get
their
into
minds.
yeah.
What's his name? Viggo Mortensen. How he lived in a fish cabin for the entire year that they were filming Lord of the Rings.
Nuts.
Didn't use any technology. Cooked all his own food. But just shit like that.
I mean, yeah, it really does help. I mean, obviously, it really does help you get into character. I mean,
Robert Pattinson was in an interview recently. He was Actors on Actors. He was with J-Lo. He's like. Yeah, he's like, you only see actors doing method acting when they're playing an asshole. He's like, you don't see people just being abnormally nice to people when you're playing a good person. I was like,
that's so true.
Yeah, so
that's so true. But what a shame.
Yeah, but every time you see this movie, you just can't help but think Heath Ledger is just so sad. Definitely before his time.
Yeah.
But,
did a great job, and I mean, what do you think? Do you think if he died, or if he didn't die, do you think he still would have won the Oscar?
I think so.
Yeah, think so.
Look, I mean,
no doubt that his performance is amazing
in this movie.
He really is. I mean, I watched just to see how different he was. I watched The Patriot, and then I watched The Dark Knight. One week, and I mean
look at his
totally
filmography, Brothers Grimm, Brokeback Mountain, A Knight's Tale,
10
Things I Hate About You, he was the man. Who Timothy Chalamet is?
Mm-hmm.
Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight is actually what inspired him to become an actor.
Really?
Yeah. Now look at him.
Good for him.
Dude's got
one of the
2 Academy Award nominations.
One of the
He's
best
our
upcoming
age.
actors. Yeah, it pisses me off. No, it doesn't. Good for him.
But yeah, the Joker, he's the perfect villain. I mean, he completely understands Batman and his limits, and throughout the film, he continuously sets up different situations that pushes Batman's limits. And I think that he's the best villain in the franchise too. He's a better villain than Bane.
Yeah,
although
definitely.
Bane could beat the shit out of Bruce,
right?
The Joker broke Bruce mentally.
Yeah.
And that shows at the end of that shows in The Dark Knight Rises. I mean, look at Bruce. He's a hobbled hermit with a fucked up leg, and he's still not over what the Joker did. The Joker, everything the Joker did in The Dark Knight not only still affects Bruce, but it's affected Gordon. Gordon had to cover all that shit up. We'll get into that once we get into The Dark Knight Rises. But the Joker caused so many waves that rippled throughout Gotham for years. Even though he's not mentioned in The Dark Knight Rises, you feel his aftermath.
Yeah.
And he's a great villain. And he's not just a mindless maniac. From the moment he walks into that meeting with the mob bosses in that kitchen, Like in the very beginning, from that moment, like he had the entire movie planned out. Yeah,
I
like
love his laugh.
yeah, like it's just it's insane, like how tactical he was, and
yeah, he's very smart. Yeah, and like that's what we were talking about like about Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
He's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, I mean that's no fault of Joaquin's performance, but like that's just the iteration of the Joker they wanted to tell. But yeah, like he's so smart. He's always one step ahead, and that's so cool. Like when he walks in there, and like he already knows that he's going in to talk with like some of the like deadliest people in Gotham
that
right?
he just robbed,
and he's got like a whole coat full of grenades, and he's like, I don't think you
those
want to be
grenades
doing
were
that.
really rigged to blow. Do you think they were dummy grenades, or do you think they were real grenades?
Well, obviously, you'd want to think they were, right? Because, like, you'd want to impose terror on the people. But, you know, he's obviously knowing that no one's going to call his bluff, right? So why would he go through the trouble of actually putting his own life on the line? Like, there's definitely... I mean, you can definitely study that character, and, like, you could talk about him forever. I mean, because you'll never know. You'll just never know. Like, was it real or was it fake?
Yeah, like we don't know his background.
Right.
And I love that because it gets back to like that comic origin of Joker. Like we really don't
know anything about him. Yeah.
Until I'm pretty sure until The Killing Joke.
The Killing Joke, yeah. I know about that one.
We really didn't know shit about the Joker. Like we didn't really need to. And like what he says to Batman, he's like, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. And like that's stressed upon time after time in this movie. And I love it. Like I said, like, yeah, it's cool to have like a physically opposing villain, but like someone who is in your mind and they know how to get you to react how they want you to, like they know what they want you to do and they know how to get you to do that. A person like that terrifies me.
Yeah, a villain who will like fuck you up mentally more than physically
push your limits.
I mean, I think is going to last and stay with you for so much longer.
Like that scene, like when they flip the truck in the middle of the street and the Joker's like, hit me. You know what I mean? Like Bruce, he wanted to hit him so bad, but he couldn't. Yeah. And I love that. You know what I mean? And like the interrogation scene, like the dialogue and the writing in that scene, it makes me salivate. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it's so good. It's just good. Like you completely understand both Batman and the Joker, where they stand, where they're coming from, and they're just like two trains going at full speed on the same track, and they just plow into each other. And Gotham is the aftermath.
I do love about this movie, and you could probably say it for all of them, but I love that this one, how you can just go back and watch it again and probably find something new every single time. Like, you know, LaCrista had really never seen any of these movies, or she had seen bits and pieces, but like, again, the scene where he's in the hospital and he's talking to Harvey, and, you know, he's like, all right, I'm going to put this gun on my head, and like, you know, you can shoot me if you want to. Well, like if you watch that, you know, he's using a revolver, right? So how, if you don't know, you know, how a revolver works is the hammer has to go down, and then that, you know, shoots a fireball, and then it ignites the bullet. Yeah.
The hammer hits.
But, you know, he's got his thumb on the hammer the entire time. So even if he pulls the trigger, the hammer isn't going to smash down to shoot the bullet. So he's always in control, which is really cool. And he's always like calling people on their bluffs. Like, you know, he knows that he's not going to shoot him, but just in case he does, he's always got a backup plan.
Like when Bruce, or I keep calling him Bruce, when Batman, when he's in the interrogation room, and he fucking slams his head on that two-way mirror, and he picks up the glass and he uses that to choke up one guy and actually get out of there. Yeah. And the fact that he had that bomb in that guy's stomach.
I just want my phone call.
Yeah, and I love when the guy's like freaking out when the Joker's still in the cell. He's like, my insides hurt, and the Joker's just kind of chuckling to himself. I love that. Yeah, like you get that single shot, and he's just like. This guy's gonna blow up. I'm gonna get out of here in about an hour or two. But
he's a great villain. He's probably one of the best villains ever penned.
That's why, really, I mean, Batman just hit 50 years, and I don't know how old the Joker is, but
gotta be right around there.
Yeah, I mean that's why these characters are just.
When you think of Batman, you kind of always think of the Joker.
The Joker is arguably like the most popular, like, comic book villain. I wouldn't say cinematic. I mean, I don't know. Maybe cinematic villain now. Thanks.
I think he's close.
Yeah, but
I
like
think he's
villain in like literature.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, it's the Joker.
It's the Joker. Yeah.
I mean, he's the king of chaos.
I would agree.
The Prince Crown of Chaos.
Yeah, great movie. I mean, I love the fact. I mean, do you think they left it open because they thought, Heath Ledger might come back? And
I'm sure that was in the plans.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the last time we see him, he's just dangling on that roof, and the cops swoop him up.
I remember when this movie came out, like, and Heath Ledger had already died. They were talking about like using unseen footage from The Dark Knight to put Heath Ledger back in The Dark Knight Rises. But what would be the point? I mean, his story, it's sad that, he died and couldn't come back to portray the character again. But like, what would be
the point? Yeah,
what would be the point? His story's kind of already been told.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a good closure.
I'd heard rumors about that too. Like he was, because they had moved everyone to Blackgate.
Right.
And the Joker was like Arkham Asylum's only prisoner.
Right. Now that would have been cool, because that would have been, but like, I still don't feel like, I don't know, maybe they wouldn't have done the Joker as the, but it was his intentions always to do 3.
Yeah, so Nolan and Bale signed on to do a trilogy. So
who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they would have.
Fun fact. So Salvatore Maroni, the mob guy
In the first one?
No, in the Batman or in the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That he drops off the roof and he breaks his leg. Mm-hmm. So that's Eric Roberts. That's Julia Roberts' older brother.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you know who Emma Roberts is?
Yeah.
That's her dad.
Huh. Wow, what a small world.
Yeah. All 3 of them are actors.
That's
Sons
cool.
of bitches. But
like the Baldwins.
Yeah. Yeah. Ashley was watching Fun with Dick and Jane the other day, and Alec Baldwin's in that movie.
Yeah.
I barely remember that movie. And I was like, hey, look, it's Alec Baldwin.
I think one of the best gags I think ever done is the scene in that movie where he goes, Dick, and he's all the way across. He's like 50 feet away, and he extends his hand to shake this guy's hand. And like Dick's got to walk. He walks the entire length of that fucking walkway with his hand extended. It's the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen. And it's one wide shot. There's no music. You just see Jim Carrey walking, his heels hitting the floor. Hilarious. I love that. I think that's one of the funniest shit. I love classic comedy like that. I think, like, I call it like the Mel Brooks style of comedy.
Spaceballs.
Yeah, Spaceballs.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
That's great. I love it.
But yeah, Dark Knight.
Little tangent there.
What more needs to be said about this movie?
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I mean, I don't think you exist then. I mean, I think everyone's probably seen it. You can really, I mean, from just like a filmmaker standpoint, you could really go back. I think you should really study that movie and like study everything. Study the cinematography, study the directing style, the acting style. If you're
sound editing,
if you're anyone in the industry, that's a good movie for you to watch.
The Bat Pot. I remember that scene. So like when he blows up the tumbler.
Yeah, I
remember like all the pictures I had seen before the movie came out, and I'm like, man, that Bat Pod has the same tires as the tumbler. So I'm like,
I wonder.
I'm sure it's just like a similar design or some shit like that. So when it blows up and he's laying in the weapons mode of the cockpit of the tumbler, and then the wheel starts spinning, like my jaw literally dropped. I was like, no,
it's cool.
Fucking way.
It's cool.
And then the cannons come out and he shoots out of that thing and my jaw is like practically on the floor. And I'm like, these sons of bitches.
Yeah.
Like
it's out of everything.
I love it.
It's really cool.
And it's crazy to think that every time he's in weapons mode, when he's laying down like that, he's on the Bat Pod.
He's on the bike. Yeah. It's cool.
Great.
I was going to say something else. I can't remember though.
That shot, but though when he shoots out of there and then that back tire adjusts and he kind of like drifts a little bit. It's just great. He just flies past the camera. Yeah, I
was going to mention that movie is also just a really good testament to what you can do, because what that come out 2008 2008,
same year as Iron Man.
Yeah, it's true. It's a really good testament to what you can do with practical effects, because we've mentioned this before, but Christopher Nolan does like to do a lot of practical effects.
He shoots everything he can in camera. Same with like
camera.
Tarantino.
It's very smart. Can be very risky, but yeah, I mean, you can watch some of those scenes, like when Batman is escaping from the police. Which one is that? Is that the second one?
First, well,
where he's going through and it might be the first one.
When he's in the tumbler?
Yeah, when he's in the tumbler. And like he's driving on roofs of houses and stuff like that.
That parking garage. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know that you can see the entire crew.
Can you really?
Yeah. So
That's
like
awesome.
when he's like when the helicopter's on his ass and he gets on the roof of the parking garage and he like backs up in between those two cars. If you look across that shot at the very like back right of the parking garage, there's like a little security building. And there's like 6 crew members like stuffed in there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, but like even when he's driving on the houses, like that's all practical. They just use miniatures for that. And it's great. I think it'll always look really good. And like you can say that for anything about that movie. Like even the CG from Two-Face, like his makeup and his in the
it was a
CG
mixture
work.
of practical and CGI.
Yeah, it's really good. It always looked good. Still holds up.
Speaking of Two-Face, think about that. Aaron Eckhart killed it. Think about the last time we saw Two-Face on screen. It's Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, that's true.
Batman Forever. him and Jim Carrey like did not.
They hated each other.
I guess there was some dinner meeting or something like that, and Jim Carrey walks up to Tommy Lee Jones and he shakes his hand, and Tommy Lee Jones just whispers in his ear. He's like, "I don't like you."
Yeah.
He's like, "I can't justify your buffoonery." He just walks away from him, and they film like more than half that movie together.
I mean, that's kind of a testament to how good of actors they are, though.
I heard Jim Carrey was like he used to be like a handful, though.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's a method actor too. Like Man on the Moon, probably one of my favorite films. It's about him, portraying the late great Andy Kaufman, and
yeah, isn't that when he like kind of lost his marbles for a little bit?
Lost his fucking mind.
But when you really think about it, like people like to like now it's kind of a joke that Jim Carrey's crazy.
Yeah,
not really. He's just.
I think he is a little.
Not.
Cuckoo.
I don't think he's crazy. I just think that like he's just tired of the Hollywood grind, like the business of it.
Probably.
Like Hollywood kind of chewed him up and spit him out because he was saying like you spend all this time being what people think Jim Carrey is, and then you kind of sit back and you're like, well, who is the real Jim Carrey?
Right.
And like I can understand like you spend so much time, like you have this persona, you have this image, what people see you as, but then when you're behind closed doors, what do you do?
Right.
So like I understand that. I mean, he's been in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
Hollywood kind of chewed him up and spit him out. So I get that part of it, but yeah.
Yeah, Two-Face is great.
Yeah. Aaron Eckhart, Two-Face, fantastic. But yeah, that's The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I think so.
Best out of the trilogy. I don't think we should. I mean, we didn't rate Batman Begins, so why would we rate this?
You could rate all of them as one. Because you can't watch. I mean, you could, but you shouldn't watch, one without the rest, right?
Yeah, it's like watching Lord of the Rings out of order, which I do all the time.
How could you do that? Yeah.
I remember recently I watched 2, 1, 3.
But doesn't it make you want to like? It just makes you want to watch all of them, though.
But yeah, we should do Lord of the Rings.
I think so too.
I only have the extended editions, so
I have something of them. I don't remember.
It's like
again, I think we'll touch upon this probably at the end, but like Hans Zimmer's score.
Yeah.
He's one of the best out there.
He did Begins with the other guy. What's his name? Fuck.
I don't remember.
James Newton Howard. He did The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, solo dolo, and
yeah. He's a very versatile composer. I mean, he scored, anything from Pirates of the Caribbean to The Dark Knight to Muppet Pirate Island or something like
serious?
that. 100%.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, he's great. But then he's also done video games. So he's very versatile, and Christopher Nolan loves working with him because he is probably one of the best out there. I mean, when you think of like really good composers, you think
John Williams.
Yeah, John Williams.
Goat.
Danny Elfman, Hans Zimmer, some of the biggest names. I mean,
Michael Giacchino, The Incredibles.
Oh yeah, you've been really into that.
I love Michael Giacchino.
I even love.
He's doing the Batman. Michael Giacchino.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah, I even love the composer of. I not even gonna attempt to pronounce her name of the Joker. I think it's like. Her name's like Swedish or something. It's like
the guy that did
I don't know.
Black Panther.
Mm-hmm.
He did The Mandalorian.
Really, that's cool.
Academy Award winner.
But yeah, music in that, I mean, everything just fits so perfectly together. Just awesome.
This is a masterpiece. Like, The Dark Knight, movies like that are why we go to the cinema.
Yeah.
Why we sit in a movie theater with people we don't know and share for 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and just,
for sure. And yeah, it's a long movie, but it never feels draining.
At the time, it was the longest comic book movie.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that.
So let's beat that Endgame. Yeah.
Shit's 3 hours
3
long.
hours long. Still fun.
Yeah. I watched it recently, and then once Tony and Cap had to time travel again, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make some food, go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, be prepared for some terrible Bane impressions.
Yeah, I wonder what this is about. So, written again by Chris and John Nolan.
Yep.
Directed by Christopher Nolan. A budget of $250 million. Jesus. That's a lot.
Crazy.
But it made over $1 billion worldwide, so who cares? But no, I do want to say one thing, though. I think it's ridiculous how much money Hollywood spends on some of these movies.
100%.
Like, a movie like Endgame is going to cost you $300 million. There's no way you can get around that. I can understand that. But like, this newest Nolan movie, Tenet, cost like $250-300 million. Like,
why?
I don't know. I'm assuming there's some crazy ass visual effects because it has something to do with time travel. But like, it's just insane to me. Like we were saying the other day on the show, like Jason Blum, he makes movies at Blumhouse for pocket change. He made The Invisible Man for $7 million, and then you got movies like this for $250 million. It's fucking crazy.
A lot of it does come down to, you've got like two of the biggest things that I can think of are visual effects. Sometimes your practical effects can run you a lot too, but then your crew. A lot of people just think that the crew is the people on set, but you've got maybe 3,000 people who at any given time work on a big Hollywood movie, and that could be anything from being on set to pre-production to post-production to accounting.
Craft services.
Craft services. You've got people who drive actors and crew here and there. You've got everything. Location scouts. It's so many people.
I saw this report and it was like, if you shut down production on a film set for like 60 seconds,
you're putting a lot of people,
thousands of dollars that you're wasting within 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
60 seconds.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It is crazy.
This movie made a lot of money, so it doesn't really matter.
That's the rare instance where it doesn't matter.
Made a shit ton of money. But
when you think flops,
when you really think about it though, I think there are only like 40 movies in history that have made $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which, when you think about it, it's not a lot. Like, there have been movies have been.
Let's name them all right now. So,
in the last century, how many movies have come out? So
2, 3, I don't know.
I was trying to think of something to say, but I couldn't. So yeah, we're back. We got Tom Hardy as Bane, Anne Hathaway as Catwoman. We got Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah, this movie's loosely based off the Batman Nightfall comic book, where Bane beats his ass and breaks his back. Pretty much the same thing.
Now I have a question before we get started. So is Bane always as smart and coherent as Tom Hardy's? Because I've always seen.
Yes.
Okay, because I saw
in the comics,
Bane in like Batman Forever.
Yeah, where all he says is "Bane." Yeah, he's a fucking giant moron.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So like in the comics, Bane is pretty smart. He actually figured out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, like all on his own. Did some detective work and figured it out. Speaking of that, I just want to say one thing. So, Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character in this movie. Hang on. Oh wait. Let's talk about this movie starts. Okay. So this movie picks up 8 years after The Dark Knight. Bruce is a recluse. He's a broken man,
and he hasn't been Batman, right? This entire time.
Gotham has changed. The Bane's doing some weird shit, digging underground. There are people that are on both sides of the spectrum as far as like Batman, because apparently he killed Harvey Dent. I mean, he did kill Harvey Dent, but
for the greater good.
Yeah. So there's people on both sides of the spectrum. Like Gordon is struggling, trying to keep this secret about the dick that almost killed his son. Yeah. So like Gotham's pretty different. And we got Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He plays this new cop, and so after shit starts to hit the fan, and Gordon stumbles across Bane in the sewers. He comes to visit Bruce, and he tells this long, convoluted story about how he somehow could look Bruce in his face and know that he was Batman.
Yeah,
and like
really
I understood what they were saying. Like I get it, but come on, like what? Like that was just so crazy to me, and I was just like, all right, whatever. I mean, I guess like. This movie is my least favorite out of the trilogy. I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
There's just a lot in this movie to where I was like, I had a lot more questions walking out of this movie than I did for the other ones.
There are some plot holes and stuff like that,
and then like
and some like, inconsistencies.
If you know me, that I love the MCU, but Endgame is full of plot holes. Like that movie, I'm not gonna say it's a mess, but like it's not a perfect movie, but that's okay. But I feel like I'm overly critical of these movies because I care about them so much. I'm just like we were talking about this earlier. I'm the same way with the Star Wars prequels. I love Star Wars to the end of time, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like there aren't problems with it just because I like it. Because I like it, I'm going to point out the problems. But yeah, so that annoyed me. I remember when I was rewatching it last night, I was just kind of sitting here and I was rolling my eyes the whole time. I was like, yeah, I was kidding, you teach yourself how to smile and put on a face and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
Are you upset that first of all, are you upset that we did not get to see him fully become Robin?
No, he's not supposed to be Robin.
Who is he supposed to be?
He's just a fucking cop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought, okay.
That's why everybody's like, oh my God, he's Robin. I'm like, he's Robin because his first name is fucking Robin.
But
that's like me being a superhero named Chance. Like, what? That's dumb.
But that's never been the case. Because it's always been like Dick.
There's
Dick something.
There's like 4 Robins. There's Dick Grayson, Jason Todd, Tim Drake, and Damian Wayne.
Bruce Wayne's son?
He and Talia Al Ghul have a kid.
What?
Yeah, and he's raised by the League of Assassins, and then when he's like 10, Talia's like, can you take him? He's kind of he's kind of a dick, and
I really don't want to be murdering.
He's a maniac. He might kill me. So yeah.
Isn't she bad? Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what version you're reading. You know what I mean? It depends on who's writing it. But
this is the one thing I don't like about comics. I can't keep it all straight.
That's why I hate when people are like, it's not comic accurate. I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, what comic? There's so many fucking comics. Like, come on. But anyway.
Yeah.
Where am I at?
Yeah, we were talking about Robin. And then if he was Robin, would he have been a good Robin? Because again, I don't know anything about the comic books. I don't know anything about like.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
what do you think?
Dick Grayson was an acrobat, so he had that going for him. He was a gymnast.
I remember watching Batman Forever, and that was what I remember.
The Flying Graysons, and they get killed. Like he grew up in a circus.
Right.
They get killed. Bruce adopts him.
So he does like adopt him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he adopts all of them.
Oh, that's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little weird. But think about he's how much not that older than them.
No, yeah, he is. Because Dick Grayson, Bruce,
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, though, if he were to adopt him,
so not exactly the same. Okay. But I mean, like, can you think about how much of a dick Bruce Wayne would have to be to throw these children into like firefights with like, because these dudes don't care. Like, if you're rolling with Batman, you're getting shot. So I mean, like, he's just throwing these kids into danger, and it's just like when you really think about him, like, what kind of an asshole would do that? But anyway,
Batman.
But yeah, Bane is the new big and bad. He basically
I love
turns
the opening scene.
Yeah, on the
plane.
I had to think. I'm like, what? You know that apparently that was like a lot of that was practical.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Like that
the entire plane was
towing that other plane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Obi is sniffing the mic right now.
Obi, Ashley, come get this damn dog.
Anyways, the plane. Yeah, it's all practical for the most part.
So Bane, he takes over the city. He basically turns it into a war zone. And the one thing I really did like about this movie is that, Bruce has to learn how to become Batman again. He has to rise.
Right.
Get it?
Oh my God, I didn't even get that.
Yeah. So,
oh man.
I thought that was really cool. One thing I don't like about this movie is so that bomb took 5 months to blow, right? And when Bruce is in that, after he gets his ass kicked and he's in that pit it's kind of unclear how much time goes by, and it's like weird science. So like Bane broke his back or whatever, and he had a vertebrae sticking out of his back.
Yeah.
So they hung him from the ceiling,
smacked that thing
in his back, and let him just dangle there till he could, walk.
Let me know when you walk.
Yeah,
like watch TV.
So just small stuff like that. I'm like, all right, whatever. But I really liked Bruce having to learn how to fear again in order to become the Batman again, because I feel like Batman Begins is about fear. The Dark Knight is about chaos, and The Dark Knight Rises is about death. And I really like that, like him having to find that within himself again. But yeah, I don't hate this movie. I just like it. I just nitpick it.
Love Tom Hardy's performance. I think he did a fantastic job. I think it was obviously very hard to follow, Heath Ledger and a bad guy, but he did it really well. He's very imposing.
His second collaboration with Nolan.
Yeah. Now, I feel like Tom Hardy isn't that tall in real life.
I think he's like 5'10".
Yeah, so he's not much taller than us. So I think it's very cool to see him, them kind of transform him into this huge towering
and I like
guy.
how he wasn't like, because Bane in the comics, Bane is not like a huge guy,
right?
And then he takes the serum called Venom. Like he's a part of this
huge.
He's a part of this like weird government experiment on prisoners, and they pump this shit into him, and he gets huge. And what I liked about Tom Hardy's Bane is that like he's not like he's strong and he's big, but he's not like a unrealistic strong and big. He's more like a circus man big. Like he's still got like a bit of a stomach on him. Like I could see him being in like a carnival or something like that. Yeah. He's like the strong man, and he's picking up dumbbells and shit like that.
And eating them.
How can he eat through the mask?
It'd be very painful.
Maybe he just grinds it up and puts it in an IV.
Yeah, brother.
Anyway.
I love how quick he moves when he fights, though.
Yeah, like
terrifying.
Yeah, like when he hits that chick in the face with that. When he goes to the stock market and he smacks that lady in the face with that motorcycle helmet. I was like, damn.
Even when they're doing the last fight and like they're
in like punching pillars and breaking them apart.
Oh yeah, he's like, so I used to like box and stuff like that, and oh man, he moves so well. I mean, I don't know if that was actually him. I would assume that's probably him.
Yeah, I think it is.
But like, oh man, he moves so well. Looks like Muhammad Ali.
That fighting style that Batman uses is called Kisi, and I like it a lot. It's a lot of elbows and shit like that. But it was really cool to see Batman. Like, I knew that he was going to lose because, I mean, it's Bane. Like, I knew that going in. But I didn't expect him to get his ass kicked the way he did, and I wasn't expecting Bane to win halfway through the movie. And when you think about a storytelling aspect, it takes a lot of balls to have your villain win at the end, or in the middle. So like halfway through, he won, and you're like, there's still like an hour of the movie left. So through the rest of the movie, like Bane's on top, and I think that took a lot of balls, and that was pretty cool to see. It's very different. But so the Nightfall comic cover is Bane. And he's got Batman's body bent over his knee, and he breaks his back. So when we're watching the movie, because of how grounded these movies were, I was like, no fucking way he's going to pick Bruce up like that and drop him. So I'm like, I'm sure he's going to like fall and break his back, or he's going to like hit him in the back with something. So this is like right after he's like beating the shit out of Bruce, and he cracks his helmet or whatever. He's like, I'll show you where I made my home. Then I will break you. And when he said I will break you, that's what Bane said in the comic. So like literally my eyebrows are like up to my hairline. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, is he really gonna break him? So like when he grabs him and when he picked him up and he dropped him on his knee, I literally stood up with my hands straight up in the air in the theater. I was like, fucking sweet. Like I just saw, like I was so happy about that. And yeah, that was a great moment for me.
That's a really good fight scene.
And then there's no music.
Yeah,
it's literally just
it makes
them
it all
punching
more visceral,
and grunting and like the water running.
Yeah, it's great. It feels. I mean, that's how real life would be.
It beats the shit out of him.
It's fucking great. And you see how outmatched Batman really is. He's even trying all his gadgets, which he doesn't. It seems like he doesn't really typically do in a fight.
Theatricality and deception.
Right.
I fucking love that, man.
And let's talk about Tom Hardy's voice for the character.
So after this movie, I discovered that Tom Hardy does this thing where he like mumbles sometimes. Mm-hmm. Have you seen The Revenant?
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't actually.
Like I feel like everything after this movie sounds like a watered down Bane that he does, and I don't know why, but
it's his accent.
I love Tom Hardy. I mean, he's a great actor.
Yeah,
I still haven't seen Venom.
Oh, it's really good. He's just great.
I hear he's great. But the movie is not that good.
I didn't mind it. I really didn't mind it. I mean, I thought it was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what everyone was so complaining about. Sometimes I watch movies just for the fun of it. I'm not so cynical.
Me too, but like, not that one.
Not that one?
I don't know.
You haven't even seen it.
Like, I just exactly. So like, I don't know. I'll get around to it eventually, especially now because Andy Serkis is directing the sequel, and I like Andy
You should
Serkis.
watch it. I mean, it's good. I don't know how accurate, Venom is to the comic book one.
From what I understand, it's not very accurate.
No.
I know everything that happens in the movie. Like, I read all the spoilers because I didn't give a shit about watching it.
It's really fun to see Tom Hardy play off of himself. That's really cool.
Yeah, like that's all from what I gathered, the best part of the movie is the Eddie Brock and Venom relationship.
It's really cool to see him like losing his mind. That's really cool. Like,
it was his idea to jump in that lobster tank.
Really?
Yeah, they were in there filming. He's like, "Can I get in this tank?" And they like reinforced it to where he could get in and it wouldn't break. And he just jumped in it. I'm like, this fucking guy, man.
He's crazy.
But yeah, like Bane, like the way he fights, insane.
Yeah,
that infight with like the huge mob and the one thing I don't like about this movie.
The one thing?
One of the things I don't like about this movie is like it constantly changes aspect ratios. If you watch, you can see when they're shooting on like film and then when they switch to like IMAX, and it continuously does that.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But Christopher Nolan has done that before, or he continued that with Interstellar, and that's I don't like that. I mean, yeah, I get it because like it's really hard but how hard is it to throw a fake aspect ratio over the fucking top of it? If you're shooting in 2x3x9, I mean, come on, just
hey, I mean, fuck if I know.
It's not. It's spoiler alert. It's not hard to throw that over.
It's not hard.
Your piece.
I mean, but who are we to tell Chris Nolan?
Right? Yeah. Maybe that's what he wants. Maybe that's the style he wants to do.
Maybe he just wants to annoy people like us.
Yeah, maybe. But I hate that. It takes me out of it. But I get it in the sense of like, yeah, this isn't the discussion aspect ratios or not, but like, I get it in the sense of like, if you're gonna be putting it on TV, full screen would is probably the best because your average viewer doesn't care about.
But it's not made for TV,
right? It's not.
It's made for the big screen.
So,
but hey, like I said, what do we know?
Yeah, nothing.
What's interesting? So like I said earlier, how Bane turned Gotham into like a war zone. What I liked is that when I was talking about the Joker and how he ripples into this movie, he was right. So when he's talking to Batman in the interrogation room and he says, when the chips are down, all these civilized people will eat each other. And you got fucking bellhops ripping people out of their houses, throwing furniture, cool. Like stealing, like, you know what I mean? And and the Joker was right to a certain extent. Yeah. And I thought that was really cool to see. And it really makes you think, and it really kind of makes the Joker even more of it makes the Dark Knight even better. Yeah,
it would have been cool to see that that little flashback, kind of like when he's broken in his cell. It was really cool they brought Liam Neeson back. I really like that.
Liam Neeson's, yeah.
Liam Neeson's. Yeah, that was really fun. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, again, the Joker's so smart. I mean, he knows. I mean, sure, maybe he was wrong at the end of Dark Knight with the people on the boat, but
I mean,
think big scale.
He was just too early.
Yeah.
When Bruce finally climbs out of that pit and he becomes the Batman again, you know what I mean? Like in his soul, That's great.
Great.
I love that.
Great moment.
Yeah.
I love the chants and the music, how like it all fits together. Oh man, it does like give you chills like when you watch it.
Question.
Yeah.
So when he throws that rope back down there, does he just let all of these prisoners out of this cell?
I guess so. Like,
But, I mean, some
murderers.
of those dudes, some of those dudes are like murderers, right?
Yeah, they'd have to be. But I mean,
yeah. And plus, where the fuck is that?
yeah,
Where?
it's got to be somewhere in the Middle East, right? So,
I mean, that's another thing I have a problem with. Like, so at that point, Bruce is completely flat broke. Like, I had this argument with a friend of mine, and I'm like, Bruce is flat broke. He's got no resources. How the hell did he get back to Gotham?
barter.
And then he's like, he's Batman. You know what I mean? Batman has resources. I'm like, yeah, but this Batman?
I guess.
And he's like, yeah, that's a fair point. But
I guess for the purpose of the story, yeah.
yeah, sure. Like,
It would have been really boring to see him just be like, just to see like
just
shots
see him
of
on
him.
the ice, just trying to figure out how he's trying to time the right moment to run across and get back into Gotham.
He's in the back of a stranger's car. They're just having casual
So
conversation.
what's your name again, man? Alfred.
Bruce Bane.
Oh, that's another thing. Like Bruce Bane. Alfred. He kind of takes a back seat in this. But I mean, when you really think about it, what else would he have done?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, was he just going to be walking around Gotham?
His ass kicked.
Yeah, he's just going to be walking around Gotham and
Seeing Michael Caine cry or get hurt or
I
something.
won't bury you.
Yeah.
I buried enough members of the Wayne family.
That's a great impression. Holy
I love
shit.
that shit. I love it.
Yeah, that end. Oh god, that's so sad. That end funeral.
Oh, speaking of the end, we're just all over the place.
Yeah.
Do you think that Alfred imagined Bruce there at that restaurant? Or do you think he was really there?
No, I think he was really there. But why would he be with Selena Kyle?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Like, why would Alfred imagine him there with Selena Kyle?
Right,
Because he didn't know any of that. He wasn't even in the fucking movie for all that.
Yeah, so I would think it's real, but then how realistic is it that they really don't say anything to each other?
Well, I mean, that's what he said, though.
Yeah, that's what he... But come on, do you...
I'll take a holiday.
But obviously, you know, that's what he's thinking.
I mean, they didn't even end on good terms. The last time they spoke to each other, he literally said, "Goodbye, Alfred," and then walked away.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean?
But, like, that's his fucking son.
Basically,
Hug the man.
yeah, but...
Hug the man. Come on.
Bruce doesn't want any hugs.
Why not?
He's fucking Batman.
Who cares?
Batman ain't got time for hugs.
Do you think he continued
That's
on
another
being
thing
Batman?
I have a problem with. Comic lore, like comic book Batman would never leave Gotham.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Because, like, they're in, like, what, Italy or France or something?
Wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
He'd never leave Gotham. He would never abandon that
his city.
Never. So that was one
Maybe
thing I
he
had a
felt
problem
like
with.
he was leaving it in okay. I mean,
And
yeah,
then
you're probably
he left
right,
it to
but-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, a fucking cop
who hasn't even been trained.
Who's baffled that guns kill people. Like, remember when he shoots that guy? He's like, "Oh my god,
I can't believe I just did that.
yeah, like what the fuck, you idiot?"
I've been trained to do that.
Like that dude has no training. He is like, I don't know. Like, you could definitely tell that Nolan didn't care as much as he did for the other two. And like for a while, he was considering not even doing this movie, especially after everything that happened with Heath Ledger. He was just like, "Yeah, I don't really know if I want to do that," but he had to. But yeah, I have another point. This is it says Bane should have been pizza splattered all over the walls when Catwoman blasted him. So when she shoots him with that thing blows holes in concrete. It blows away cars.
So he died.
He's dead.
Yeah.
He should be fucking soup everywhere, all over the walls. Minestrone everywhere.
For sure.
But obviously it's PG-13, so you can't do that. What do you think about the way like Bane went out? You think he went out like too fast?
In terms of like he beats him and then they tell the little story and then she busts in and shoots him.
Fucking annihilates him.
Yeah, but like how else would you have wanted to see him go down?
My thing is
a huge
the fight was over. Bruce beat his ass. I mean, he lost.
Yeah, for sure. He lost, no doubt.
The torch was passed to Talia. And I will say, the Talia Al Ghul setup, pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good.
But yeah, I mean, it was revealed then that he's not the big bad. Just like Scarecrow and Ra's al Ghul, and now Talia al Ghul and Bane.
Yeah, I'll talk about that. Yeah, the little, you know, when you see the kid escaping, they obviously lead you to believe that it's Bane. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate. It's
obviously a girl.
Yeah,
though.
it's unfortunate that they chose a girl who's now very famous. Mm-hmm. because if you've never seen it before, upon watching it, like you go, wait, that's a girl.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like she looks enough with her head shaved to potentially be mistaken for a prepubescent boy. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's good. It's a good twist. I love the fact that she's the bad one. I really like that. Enjoy it.
I hate the way she dies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When she like twitches and she dies. That's so weird.
But I've never died before, so I wouldn't really know what that's like. Me.
I died a long time ago.
Oh man. Every weekend
and then
this guy.
I love how so when Bruce is chasing her when she's in the truck with the bomb, and she like falls off the bridge into like the underpass or whatever, and Gordon is in the back of that thing the whole time, and he's fine. Like his arm is just a little banged up, but other than that, he's good. Yeah. And I'm like, bullshit.
This guy would be tossed around.
He'd be fucking a rotisserie
should
chicken.
Have the cartoon imprint of him on the side of the
just
truck.
Small stuff like that. But
how do you think about Anne Hathaway's?
I think she's great. I love Anne Hathaway. I love her. Period. She's a great actress.
I don't like her in I don't like anyone in Les Mis. It's so over the top. It's too over the top for me. It's clearly like Oscar bait. I mean,
well, she did win.
She did win. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Hugh Jackman was nominated.
Hugh Jackman.
That guy I don't know the director's name, but the guy that did Les Mis did Cats. And I still haven't seen Cats. I'm not going to.
So what do you think about
So you know how everybody's like, release the Snyder cut or release the J.J. Abrams cut.
Is there a special cut of Cats?
They want the butthole cut because none of the cats have buttholes. So there's a petition going around. Man. Release the butthole cut.
Be accurate.
Oh my god.
Just that movie though. Come on.
Why they thought that was first of all,
they're
not even cat sized.
Yeah.
And like they have human faces. They don't look like cats. And I don't know. It's too weird.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they thought that would be a great idea. I think the Broadway musical was panned by critics too. I don't think it was received very well, but I think it did very well in terms of like
one of the most
butts in seats.
One of the longest running Broadway musicals ever.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the Broadway musical, they're dressed like cats.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, we're not even talking. I haven't even seen that movie.
We're not even talking about that one. That's right.
I'm talking about Batman, not cats. Yeah. Anne Hathaway's great. Yeah. I love her. Have you seen her screen tests? They're great. I saw Christian Bale's screen test not too long ago for Batman Begins, and they put him in the Val Kilmer Batman suit, and it actually looks really good.
Really?
It's poorly lit on purpose, but pretty good.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like me some Val Kilmer Batman. Better than Clooney.
Batman Forever. What a movie.
That's a better kids one, I think, than the other one.
Than Batman and Robin? With Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. Uma Thurman is...
I mean, both
Poison
of them.
Ivy?
Both of them are good. Like, I think they were clearly made for...
Did you know that Christian Bale auditioned to be Robin for Batman Forever?
Did he really?
Didn't get it.
Thank God. I don't think he would have done...
He dodged a fucking bullet.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Chris O'Donnell. What's he doing now?
Nothing.
NCIS?
Yeah. What a shame.
Yeah.
What a shame.
I think that is it. How do you feel about the whole Batman faking his death?
I mean, I think he did it because he thinks the city doesn't need him anymore. But like, I don't know. How am I supposed to feel?
No, but I mean, like, how it's
done.
Yeah.
I think it's done well enough. Obviously, like, if you've never seen the movie and the foreshadowing between like, the autopilot can't be fixed. It takes a better mind than mine, to tinker with it. So
does autopilot also fire cannons?
I guess
because it blew that building apart.
I think at some point we have to imagine that he like dived down in the ocean, right? When he jumped out. But like he would have still been in the blast radius.
He would have had, I was going to say, he would have had to jump out like right when it went over the bay. Because, I mean, there were people on the bridge that saw it. They would have saw him fall out of the...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's not too far-fetched to believe that if he did jump out beforehand, that like what's it called? The bat wing or something? That it can blow a hole through a building. Because if you think about like modern day aircrafts and how they handle missiles and everything, there's like heat-seeking missiles and stuff.
Yeah, but somebody still has to pull a trigger.
Yeah, but
even on a drone.
Doesn't he control a lot from like his wrist
No.
thing? No, he doesn't do that?
No.
I don't know then.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing where I'm like, what?
Yeah. If he didn't blow, okay, I guess would it all be fixed like if he didn't blow the hole through the building?
Yeah, if it just flew,
right?
Fine.
Yeah,
but I mean, who am I to judge?
Well, I mean, you're a moviegoer. You're allowed to judge him.
Sure. I'm sure there's gonna be people like, you're just nitpicking. I am.
I am. That's.
I can't think of anything else.
Me neither.
Did you know that? So like, right after The Dark Knight came out, Morgan Freeman was in like a really bad accident.
Really?
And his left hand is like a dead arm. Like he can't use it.
That's sad.
And if you notice, there are certain moments, like in movies now, he never uses his left hand anymore. And when he's climbing out of the reactor, like when they flood it, when he's like climbing up that ladder, he kind of just puts his hand on the bar. He doesn't actually grip it. And I was like, oh, that's sad.
That was sad.
Yeah.
So it would have been while he was.
I think it was a plane accident.
Wow.
So it was like plane. Yeah.
So it would have been while they were filming.
Yeah. Everybody was like, The Dark Knight's cursed because Christian Bale got arrested one time because he was arguing with his wife, and somebody called the cops and they arrested him.
Well, he's always kind of been known for being like a hothead when he gets in his vibe of. That's when you take method acting too far. When you take your total personality and it just changes, even off screen.
I say. Like, so the infamous meltdown when he like freaks out on that guy.
Terminator?
I don't blame him for that, to be completely 100% honest. That guy had fucked up 2 or 3 takes before he lost his mind. And like Christian Bale, like I was saying, he's an actor that takes his job very seriously. He's getting paid millions of dollars. So like you're asking him to play like this unhinged soldier. And that's where his mindset is all day. And he's in the middle of a scene, and this guy literally walks in front of the camera like 2 or 3 times, and he just lost his mind. So I get that. Yeah, it went on for way too long.
It should have been. Yeah, I don't think it should have been the director's call to like. It should have been their call to like take responsibility. And I think it's. I think in terms of like him being an actor and like, was it justified? Probably to say something, but I think the director or the producers or someone should have stepped in way before that point and said like, "Get the fuck off this set."
Like, don't get me wrong, I've never gotten to the point where I'm going to flip out on somebody, but like I have done emotional scenes to where even when I'm not necessarily doing the scene or we're in between takes or we're rehearsing or whatever, and my heart is racing and I'm in that mindset, like physically, like externally and internally, I'm feeling those things, you know what I mean? Like you feel those real emotions as long as you're connecting with the dialogue and the character. So like I understand that, and like you have a moment where you can't just turn it off that fast, especially when you're on set, you're in wardrobe, you're shooting. I understand that, but
the problem comes from like like there's dozens of people working on set, but like maybe one person doesn't respect the craft of someone else and stuff is going to just
such a dick move to do, to walk
so
directly
fast
in front of a camera while you're shooting. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
And like you were saying, it's crazy that Bale was the one who said something.
Yeah, I would have been like, what the like every director is closely monitoring watching in Nolan's case, like he's usually right by the camera because they shoot on film and
him and Tarantino, they're right next to the camera.
But like, how are you not seeing this and be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Yeah.
Like, man, are your lights set? Great. Then your job is done. If I
ripped your fucking lights down?
The camera is stationary. And like, honestly, it shouldn't have been the director's job to say something. It should have been like that guy's boss DP. Who would have been the DP. Yeah. So, yeah.
Anyway.
It is what it is.
Have you
happened so long ago, but let's talk about
to that whole thing?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh, dude, that thing got thrown through the ringer. They made fun of it on Family Guy, everything.
Now look at him.
Yeah.
Academy Award winner.
Yep.
Christian Bale. Have you seen The Fighter, where he won his Academy Award?
Is that the boxing one?
Mm-hmm. With, what's his name? Marky Mark?
No, any movie that you bring up, I probably haven't seen, it seems like. It just like seems like I don't watch
Hey, that's
movies.
The whole point of this podcast.
Yeah. But then I learn about them and then I go watch them.
Yeah.
So eventually.
I think I said everything I need to say about
I don't really, aside from like the plot holes and some of like the inconsistencies, I really enjoyed this movie. I think
I saw it 2 or 3 times in theaters.
Really?
Each time I saw it, I had more and more like nitpicks, but I never walked out of this movie going, this movie's garbage. It's trash. I hate it. But it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
And that says a lot about Christopher Nolan, that like this is the weakest out of the trilogy, but it's still a good movie.
Yeah, it's still.
Like,
do you think it's his weakest film he's ever done?
No, I think, although I know this is your favorite movie, I like Interstellar.
Don't you dare.
I like Interstellar.
You son of a bitch.
But like that third act gets a little wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That third act gets a little very much.
It's very
but
confusing.
It's still a good movie.
Still a great movie.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Like Tarantino, like Hateful Eight, not his best, still great.
Still fantastic.
Fucking Jackie Brown, great.
Never seen Jackie Brown.
That's crazy. We gotta watch that. Yeah, it's good.
Well, that's our review of the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean,
so for me, it goes The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises.
So what are we going to give all of these? Yeah, for me, second, third, first. Yeah,
I'd rate the trilogy as a whole. I'd give it like a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was going to say 8 or 9. It's really good. I mean, it is one of those. Flawless. Yeah, it is one of those trilogies again that I think if you watch one of them, you're going to feel like you should watch them all, no matter where you start. Yeah.
Especially the way, if you start at Batman Begins, which you should, the way it ends. I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
Just think about. I was talking to a friend of mine that the ending to that when he flips the card over and Gordon's like, I never said thank you. Batman turns around and he's like, you never have to, and he jumps off the roof. He's like, could you imagine a motherfucker like that?
Right.
Like you have a conversation with that person and you're like, I never said thank you. And he's like, you never have to. And I'm like, damn, like I got this. This is my homie.
I always thought it'd be really funny to show like, because, Commissioner Gordon is always like, he turns away to look at something and he turns back and Batman's gone. I always thought it'd be really funny to show like, this fucking guy is gone again. All right, let's go. And then the camera slowly pans up to see like Batman is like clinging onto the roof. He's like, fuck, when are they going to leave? Because, he's disappearing, but he's not like miles away by the time they turn around.
Blink of a dime. Like,
he's got to be down on the side of a building. Like, I always think look over here.
Like in like horror movies when you're dealing with ghosts and demons, how like someone will hear something and then they'll search the room and then there's nothing there. Right. And I always think of like the ghost or the demon like knocking over a cup and then they run to the other side of the room.
It's like the scene it's like the scene in the first Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi trilogy where like he's on the roof. Ceiling. Yeah. And he's like, that's how it should always be. That's great.
I would love a movie like that. You see like a horror movie from like the ghost's point of view.
Yeah. Pete Helms, I think is the guy's name.
Do you do like those Batman things?
He did for like Comedy Central or something like that, which was really funny. He always would dress up as Batman. Really funny. They did little stuff like that. They rode that out until it was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good for them. That's smart. Super popular at the time. Yeah. That's our review. Great trilogy. Fantastic. Probably one of the best trilogies ever made. I mean, it's right up there with Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, and...
Which Star Wars, though? Which trilogy?
Trilogy? Probably the original. Yeah, it's that good. Don't get me wrong, I like the new ones too. I mean, I think J.J. Abrams did a great job on the first one.
Yeah, for
Force
me,
Awakens.
I guess we could do an episode on this.
Yeah, we're gonna do an episode for sure.
That new sequel trilogy, I like them in order of release. I like The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and then The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I wasn't when Last Jedi came out, I wasn't like so enthused about it. I didn't really love it, but then like rewatching it again and again and again,
there's some great
probably
stuff
liked it more.
In there. And it's just like the prequels, you know what I mean? Like the prequels aren't great movies, but there's good Star Wars
good moments
in them. Yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure there is.
And like to me, The Last Jedi is great except for they wasted Finn's character and they wasted Rose's character. Don't you love how they just gave Rose a backseat?
Over. Oh my god!
In The Rise of Skywalker,
from Lost has more lines.
Yeah, like that's bullshit. But
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got some really cool things that we're kicking around that we're talking about doing.
We're scheming and plotting.
Yeah. So we're gonna have some like potentially have some like just give you an insight of what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some like different formats coming. Might have like a video format coming along too. Some of that will be like Patreon exclusive stuff. So if you haven't already, check out our Patreon. It should be live, and yeah, I mean, just get ready. We'll have some really cool
we're gonna
fun
have
stuff
some reactions to like a couple TV shows.
Yeah.
Like some stuff we had in mind. Like Logan has never seen Game of Thrones.
Never seen it.
It's my favorite TV show, despite the final 2 seasons. It's still my favorite. I've never seen Parks and Rec. Logan loves that. He always tells me that I need to watch it. I've never seen Community either.
I've never seen that either.
Or Arrested Development.
That's a good one.
So we were thinking, we do some reactions and watch-alongs to those shows.
Definitely.
On our Patreon and stuff like that. We're thinking about doing some commentaries on movies, like break down the Star Wars saga and a couple of the MCU films and just some stuff in the works.
Yeah.
Whatever sticks, you know what I mean? We're just kind of throwing everything on the wall and
for sure
seeing what sticks.
Yeah. Don't forget to check us out on like Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff.
Yeah.
We've got some really fun stuff coming. We're not stopping anytime soon.
Exciting.
So we're fully back. We're not going to take a long break.
This is actually like my full-time gig now, so I can actually like do it.
Yeah, we're not working like 15 jobs that we are before.
But hey, I think it's time for the closing segment.
Yeah.
The watch list.
What are we going to watch next?
What have you watched anything new since I saw you last?
I watched Clue. That was a good one. Yeah. I love Clue. Tim Curry's fantastic in that movie.
I've never seen that movie.
Christopher Lloyd. You've never seen it?
No.
Wow, it's really good.
I don't think I've ever played the board game Clue.
Oh man, my favorite board game. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say really.
Yeah, no, I play it at least every night. Just by myself though, so it's always my character losing. Yeah. Anyways, Clue's really good.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's one of those like classic comedy movies. Like
I think
one of my, obviously it inspired a lot of films now. Like Knives Out is like heavily inspired by Clue,
which is getting a sequel.
Yeah, we're super excited about that. I hope Rian Johnson is coming back to direct it.
Bond's over. Well, it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah,
you gotta find something else to do.
Yeah, like I think one of my favorite comedy movies of all time is Young Frankenstein.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, it's so Gene Wilder, fantastic, and Peter Boyle, they're great.
Isn't that Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
Gene Wilder? Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, really good movie. And that's like that. I love that style of comedy, and like that's carried over in Clue. So that's something that we watched recently. We might watch Home Alone 2 tonight because again, Tim Curry's in that one. I love Tim Curry's performance.
Oh yeah, he's the hotel.
Yeah.
What is he?
He's like the manager, the front desk manager, or something like that. It's a great movie. What about you?
I watched the Blair Witch Project, the original one,
in 1999. Isn't it so good?
Yeah, it's good. Isn't that the first like found footage movie?
It's like the one. It's not the first, but it's the one that like kicked
it off.
Everything. I mean, we were talking about movies that were made on like shoestring budgets. $7 million and like big movies. That's a shoestring budget. However, this one, $60,000. $60,000, and it made over like $400 million at the box office.
I haven't seen the newest one that came out in like 2016.
Yeah, me neither.
I heard it was garbage.
I'm sure.
I liked this movie though. It was a pretty bare bones plot.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and just like the way it's shot, that builds a lot of the tension. And yeah, I thought it was really good. And we always talk about all the time, like my favorite kind of horror movies are like the things that you don't see scare you more than what you do see. Right. And I really appreciated that. I really liked how they used like sound to kind of like to set that eerie tone to really get under your skin.
That's one of those,
I love horror movies.
Yeah,
and
I know you do.
Yeah, so.
That's one of those movies where they, like in terms of like Iron Man, right? That they didn't really have a script for. And I've heard that I've never really like done some like too much research into this, but I've heard like they really fucked with those actors. Like there's a scene where like they're in the tent and everything like that. They didn't really tell them what was going to happen. And when you see like the hands start clawing on the side of the tent, like that's the crew and everything fucking with them. Because like it's supposedly they just put these guys out in the woods. Roger Deakins did the
same thing in The Shining.
Yeah.
I can't remember the lady's name that plays the wife. But like, when he like, the axe comes through the door and she like screams.
Yeah.
That was her legitimate reaction.
Kubrick?
Yeah. What did I say? Roger Deakins. Did you shoot that movie?
No way.
Okay, well.
No.
But yeah, when that was her genuine reaction and she had no idea. And you know what's crazy? She actually lost her mind making that movie.
Oh, I know.
He tortured her.
This Stanley Kubrick, when they filmed the shot on the stairs, I think when we were filming the trailer for Reckoning, I think that's the story that I told. Whereas like they're going up the stairs and he's like talking to her and she's holding something, like she's holding a knife, and you know how Jack Nicholson is following her up the stairs. They did that scene close to 100 times, if not more.
Yeah, and they were saying like she was crying so much that she's like, I want to
stop.
She had a physician actually tell them that she had to take like a week or two off of shooting for her mental health.
Yeah, he definitely fucked with, like, that's
just taking it too far.
Yeah,
I think
a little bit.
I don't know. I get it, but no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Yeah,
I
understand, but no.
You're trying to get something real from these guys, but there's other ways you can achieve that.
Yeah, but hey, guess what, man? It's acting. It's your job.
I'm sure that
make it look real,
right.
but you're not making a documentary.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Blair Witch Project. We finished. I started. What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show.
You already finished.
We're caught up. I finished. We finished season 1, and we're caught up on season 2.
That's great.
Episode 6 should be dropping sometime soon for that.
Cool.
I love that show.
Yeah,
it's so good.
It's
Laszlo
really good.
is my favorite.
Yeah, he's fun.
It's so good. I don't think we've watched anything else new. We might watch Parasite tonight.
I think that's going to be the movie we watch next.
Yeah, either that or the new Tom Hardy Capone movie.
Yeah.
Apparently it's not getting good reviews.
So. But yeah, we'll either have Parasite out or...
Because we still haven't seen that.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that. Parasite or Capone out for our next episode. And so yeah, be looking forward to that.
Yeah, guys. Like we said earlier, check us out on social media. Give us a like, a share.
Yeah, definitely.
Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad.
Share it up. Yeah, we're all over iTunes
tell
and
your dog.
Spotify and everything. You can, again, find links to all of our stuff on clubhousefilms.net.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, guys. See you next week.
Peace out.